me t-shirt. Congratulations. All right. I've got another prize to give away, and this one is for the first person to arrive. So 99% of you are out of it already. That person is Teko Fatso Shabalala. Where are you, Teko? Okay, Teko. There's Quinty. Mushapeleng Matsoho.
People. Labona Kapatal.
Quinty, oh. Please, for 30 seconds, tell us why is it important to arrive early? Besides the fact that you might get a gift.
You getting early. For me, it was getting the perfect spot so that everyone can be able to see whatever that I'm selling. I didn't want to be late. They're gonna say, hey, you are late, ma'am, go back. So I had to make sure that I get the exposure today.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And the book that you receive is an incredible book by a powerful entrepreneur, one of our mentors here, T. Mamri Tazwani. She runs an incredible establishment. You'll see it. The incredible food. One more time, a round of applause. Thank you so much. All right. I have the privilege of introducing Mondre Ashton Bremer, Nedbank Senior Manager, Digital and Social Channels Marketing. But who is he? And what does he do? With a career spanning both agile marketing agencies and leading corporate brands across the retail, fintech, and telecommunication sector, Mondre has built a reputation for developing and executing integrated marketing strategies that deliver measurable business results. So there's strategies, but there needs to be results. And I'm looking forward to listening and hearing from Mondre Ashton Bremer as he comes onto stage. Come on, Mahikeng, we can do better.
Yo, to have such an intro, that's so cool. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm truly excited to be here. I think, firstly, to T, I think this is an incredible, organization, initiative that you guys are busy with, and it is really important for us in context of our country to be able to build and also equip, the township economies, but also businesses in various different industries across the country. And it's not going to happen for us. We have to make it happen, right? And I commend you guys for actually putting forward yourself as entrepreneurs in the, context of where we are as an economy, as a country, but also ultimately, persevering and consistently showing up not only for yourself, but for your community, for your family, and ultimately for the economy of this country. So give yourself a round of applause, because I think you are actually the stars of the day for me. Thank you. So I am Mondre. I am Senior Manager for Digital and Social Channels at Nedbank, and I look after basically all our social media marketing at the group. That is beyond just South Africa. That is all our other African markets as well. Really exciting job, really cool job, but also very important and quite a serious responsibility when you think about the context of social media marketing as a whole. Will this show up my presentation? Okay, just waiting on that. Cool. And when I was asked to actually speak about how to market on a budget, the first thing I was actually very concerned about was that we're already setting the tone that marketing is a byproduct of you starting a business. And that is in itself an error, but an error that happens all the time. We always think about marketing as, let me start the business, let me come up with the idea, let me start the business, let me try and sell, but then let me start marketing. And when you think about marketing in the context of what it is, it's literally understanding what your product is, who your product is for, understanding what drives them to purchase this product, and then ultimately also then being able to build a brand that is of benefit to not only you as the business owner, but also your community as a whole. It's very important that we understand that it's not just about you, and I get it. I totally get it that you are building a business for yourself, building a business for your family, trying to, contribute in some way to our economy as a whole. But ultimately, your business is for your community and for this country, because we, as a people, find ourselves in the context of the economy, for example. We find ourselves in a desperation tactic where people do not know how they'll be able to enter the job market anymore. The job market itself is a challenge to even, exist, because there's really no room anymore for growth in these large-scale businesses. So again, that's where you start a business. That's where you come in. That's where you try and create some level of, purpose for yourself, and also trying to, make ends meet. But ultimately, it's also trying to change the narrative that we are not a people that's reliant totally on the government and totally reliant on everything else that's resourceful, but creating that resource yourself. So that's very, 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 very important. Are we ready, guys? Okay, cool. Okay, let me just chat about myself for now. Okay, so besides that amazing bio that I have, I've had the privilege of stepping into marketing, not knowing anything. I had no qualification, I had no degree, nothing, no experience. And the first person that actually interviewed me to become an account manager at the Yellow Pages, no less, asked me, put his BlackBerry in front of me, and actually told me, "How are you going to market this for me?" Guys, I didn't know what to say. The only thing that came top of mind at that time was that Instagram was, all the craze, and this is like, quite a while back. And I positioned how I would sell this BlackBerry on Instagram. What I was talking about, I have no clue. But I just thought, let me use my institutional knowledge as a person to try and sell or market, this thing. And that's how I landed into digital marketing, firstly. And this was at the Yellow Pages, as I mentioned. And the Yellow Pages was also transitioning into a space where they were trying to, bring the existing clientele onto the digital landscape. And I had about 167 clients that were all small, medium enterprises. Now, what our tactic was, or what my tactic was at that time, was trying to convince people, you need to be online, you need to be on Google, you need to be on the website. Okay, I see that, thanks. But sometimes, those tactics are also quite fear-mongering, because you're trying to build this fear, like, if you're not there, people won't know who you are and stuff like that. And then we put people there, but there's no result. So that's ultimately what happens when you try to, assume that just having to have a website is going to solve all your problems, and that's not true. So we'll go into a bit of conversation in regards to how to market on a budget. Again, I say this with all love. The fact that we're speaking about marketing on a budget as a byproduct of you already existing in a business is in error, but we'll get on the right track in terms of how we speak about it. So how do we build a brand that people talk about when money is not present? Cool. Again, so in essence of my space that I work in, I look after 50 social channels across our African markets and sub-brands, which is 8. And then also in that context, I also, have the privilege of obviously operating in some serious competitive budgets that, allow me to do the work that we do. But that's not what I want to tell you. What I will basically say to you is that, the useful part of what I've learned in the space, or rather in the place that I've been working for many years, is that money doesn't, or rather money buys reach, but it does not buy trust, right? You can reach as many people as you want, but it doesn't mean that you'll necessarily get the trust that people will, buy into when you have a brand or have a business. And it never buys a reason to care. Brands that win in this country win on consistency, not spend. So, getting up every day, doing this thing called being an entrepreneur is what gets you sold. Not being someone that spends R1 million on marketing as a whole. That's not it. Every campaign I'm proud of started with a free conversation and not a media plan. Everything you do is a conversation with the next person. And it can be anything. It could be a need, it could be a desire, it could be something that, sparks an idea. And that is ultimately what marketing is. It's not about, millions in the bank. It's not about being able to be on a billboard. It's about having a conversation first. Cool. So the 6 questions that we are going to land today, which I'm really excited about, is, what are the most effective ways to market with little or no budget? What are the biggest marketing mistakes, made trying to save money? Because in this budget thing, we're trying to save money, so we're going to go into things cheaply. And what are those mistakes that exist? Which free or low-cost tools have delivered the best results, which I'll be able to give you some insight in. I'm sure some of you are so familiar with the stuff that I will put forward to you, but just really as a tool stack that you will have in your arsenal when you're considering how to do marketing. And then ultimately, how can entrepreneurs use AI without spending a fortune? You still spend money on AI to a certain degree, but how can we do that in a cost-effective way? How important are partnerships, which is very important and a really key part of this conversation we're having today? How does networking and word of mouth, really come together in your marketing plans? And then ultimately, how can, or rather one marketing tip that, you could implement today that is free, okay? Where do I need to point this? I'm not sure. Cool. So you guys are not operating in a small environment. Your market is not small. So the township economy or, SMEs in general, is quite massive in this country in context of South Africa alone. 900 billion annual township economy spend. That means money is moving, guys. Money is moving all the time. No matter what we think, whether we could say money is absent, there's no, cash, people don't have money, money's still moving, 150,000 spaza shops operate nationally. That in itself is a robust industry, right? And then 5.2% of South Africa's total GDP comes from this. That's massive. I know 5.2% doesn't sound big, but that is a really, really massive. That means that the informal markets, the township economies, really drive some level of growth within the country. And ultimately, 2.6 million people are employed by the sector. That again speaks to that employment, piece and really trying to connect the economy. Next one. How's it working now? Awesome. Okay. So access to market is the problem here. It's not really about, all sorts of various different hurdles that we put in front of ourselves. It's really what is going to mean the most for your business is by being able to access a market that's actually going to buy your product. But what do I mean by that? Access to market means that you need to be able to enter into a space where people buy your product, but sustain that on a long term basis. Now, the problem with that is that this consistency in the access of market actually kills small, medium enterprises, which is a very downing thing to say, but if you think about it, 70 to 80% of SMEs fall within 5 years. And think about any small businesses that you know prior to yours. And think about those people and, what they started as, the genuine desire to build this, business. And think about where they are now, or even, where you think they'll be in 5 years' time. And unfortunately, that's the case. Why? Because the constraints of having the access to market and also the consistency of being within the market does, play an integral part in them, sustaining themselves for at least 5 years or longer. The two biggest causes are access to finance and the access to market, as I mentioned. And only one of those is in your hands today. Unfortunately, finance is going to be something that we will always constantly still seek. Even if you grow your business, you scale your business, you're going to need money to be able to do that. And sometimes that money is not going to be readily available. You may ask for finance, you may seek finance, and you might get it, but it's not completely in your hands. What is in your hands is how you access the market that's actually going to buy your product. And then ultimately, access to market, again, is a marketing problem, and it's not a money problem, guys. So you don't have necessarily a money problem to access the market that you need to sell to. Cool. So you do not have a budget problem, you have an attention problem. And what do I mean by that? So again, to the point of saying that marketing exists purely for the fact that you need to spend money to make money, for people to see your product, to be convinced to buy it, etc. But the problem is, if that is absent, if money is not the thing that you have, what you do have is your time and your attention. Now, I know a lot of business people always have this issue about having to create thoughtfully, or rather strategically thought after content, any collateral that needs, convincing someone to buy their product, or any just plan centered around marketing. They don't want to spend the time thinking about it, and they also don't want to have the attention focused on that. I get it. You guys want to create your product, you want to sell your service, you want to do all of the things that your business is at core of your business. But if you don't spend time trying to figure out even the market that you're trying to speak to, then you're wasting your time building the business. You need to be able to understand that spending time, giving attention to just an element of marketing for your business is important, especially if you do not have the money in your pocket to do it for you, or for someone else to do it for you. So the money is the only thing you're short of. The time you have of this is more than what you think, and you waste most of it trying to assume that your efforts that you are trying to put in is not yielding results, so you give up. And the attention is the real currency. Think about it. It's not only about your attention that you need to channel. It's also, your customer's attention that you need to grab. How are you going to do that with no money? So every business pays, with all of these three. But broke entrepreneurs pay with the time and attention. And that is a fair trade-off if you are honest about it. Cool. So what actually works with no money? The moves that cost R0 and still make you revenue. So one of the key things that I think we are so privileged to have is to exist actually in an era where we have media, digital platforms that could do so much for us with such minimal effort. If you think about how people used to market their businesses in the 1960s or 70s, just think about zero social media, zero digital, zero, TV even, minimal access to radio, minimal access to, newspapers, minimal access to magazines. How do you think those people actually built businesses? They had to scream from the rooftops that I'm here, I've got a product, I'll convince you to buy my product, I want you to believe in my product. Such a difficult era. But we are in a space where we have various different amounts of media channels, social platforms that could do such a good job for us. So we need to go with it where people are in this country. And people are mostly on WhatsApp, guys. If you do not have a WhatsApp with a catalog or a business profile, you are wasting a free resource that's available to you in your pocket on your phone. So I want you to think about what that means for me. If you sell, for example, any particular thing, and you need people to be able to see that catalog, if your catalog does not exist on your WhatsApp, then you are not serious about driving attention to your business. And WhatsApp is the first go-to because it's free, it's easily accessible, there's already an audience for you to market there. Why are you not doing it? Why do you not have a catalog? Why do you not have at least 3 responses available when people are trying to reach you? If that's the case, have a separate device then, or have a separate WhatsApp, because I think you can have a business WhatsApp on your one device. So have another one. And then also be able to, make sure that there's every single question that you can potentially think people will ask is able to be answered before you have even opened your mouth about it, right? So what does this mean for you? It means that South Africans are online and 29.1 million of them are on social media. We are on social media, all of us are. And then also understanding the power of TikTok. And I'm not only talking about this in the scope of small businesses or influencers or creators. I'm talking about TikTok as a whole. Our brand is actually, also finding ourselves in a space of growth on TikTok. And 2-3 years later, we didn't really exist there. And now we're also realizing the potential and the power of the platform just by mere reach. Right? So you don't need to have content creators and influencers with 1 million followers trying to convince people about your product. You can start somewhere yourself. And please do not think that that is something that, you can't do. You can do it. Everyone is a content creator. Everyone is an influencer. Everyone can convince someone else on that platform. You don't need Pearl to see to do it for you. You can do it yourself. But also the very key thing I think we'll take out from the slide is that you need to try and pick 2 platforms that you want to really focus on. So what are those 2 key platforms for you that is really going to drive that reach, that attention, that convincing that you really want people to do? And how are you going to tell your story? Because it's not just about, buy this product from me, I've got a range of products, please buy. No. What is the story? Why do you have it? And that's what people buy into eventually. Cool, the 5 moves that cost you nothing but an evening. So again, if there's anything that I want you to take away from this is that I'm not telling you need to spend a minimum of 3 Rand or whatever. I'm telling you spend time, your time, focusing on being able to do certain things that are going to put you forward and your business forward. Claim your business profile. So this is really just going to take you a few minutes of your time. Go to support.google.com and go and find your business profile. Claim where it exists. So if it's in a specific region, claim it as a landmark on maps. I don't know if you guys noticed when you use Google Maps or Waze or whatever GPS that you use, there's always going to be landmarks of businesses on that. That is free marketing. You exist already by saying nothing, just because you are a landmark. So try and claim as much as you potentially can of your business online. People take pictures of you if you have a restaurant or a car wash. People take pictures that they've been here. People will actually give you reviews. I need you to go and own all of that. I need you, please, if there's one thing you're going to do today is you're going to go to support.google.com to be able to go and claim your business. If it doesn't exist, you will build it. And this doesn't need to take 10 hours of your time. There's a lot of resources online that will be able to tell you or teach you how to do this cost effectively. All it needs is your time, your data, and your device, and some, attention. I just mentioned it that you need to turn your WhatsApp into a shop front. WhatsApp business is free. You can build your catalog. You can, develop your price list. And these are frequently asked questions. People ask these things. How much? People ask, how do I get it? All of these things. Answer those questions preemptively. Post proof, not adverts. You want to convince people that this thing exists, right? You have amazing products. You've got, a seafood boil. Do those pictures exist beyond your own cell phone? You know what I mean? Like, you want to show people that this is what it looks like, and with food, that's very enticing. People want to see it. People want to know, like, oh my gosh, this exists, so let me go and look it up. And show your face. Don't hide behind all of your products and your business logos and all of that. People want to see the people behind the product, and that's where TikTok actually comes in for you. Put yourself there. And I know it's a vulnerable state, and I know not all of us are camera ready, and I know all of us are shy and all of that. But it's not going to happen for you if you don't try it at least. Give it a chance. try and figure out, can I do this thing? Can I put 3 words together in front of a camera? If you don't, you can edit it. You can try again. But put your face on your business, guys. Across everything that you have as collateral, you are the face of the business. And this is the thing, when you are that multi-millionaire, when your business has scaled to, beyond just being a township economy type of business, you are going to be the face anyway. So why don't start now? And ask for reviews every single time. Every time someone buys your product, every time someone uses your service, please ask them to review. Once you've claimed your business profile, you'll be able to, establish there will be a space for people to review. If that's an easy place for you to ask people to do so, let them do it. If not, ask them to send you a WhatsApp or DM you on your platforms. Find proof that convinces you that your product is working. It's one thing to have a product and want to sell it to someone. You actually need to know if it's actually benefiting them in some way. And if it's not, you don't get people to buy it. People will probably buy it once and then never again. And then you ask yourself, now, I have a marketing problem. Maybe you have a marketing research problem. And the only way you will be able to understand that is if you ask people the questions and if you ask them to review so that you understand how to better your product, how to make it much more enticing, or how to make it more beneficial for the end user. Cool. So your street is a media channel. And, it speaks back to WhatsApp and being able to really leverage the existing areas, spaces that you know. So why don't we use our streets, our communities, the places in which we operate to be able to, drive benefit for our business? So there's local WhatsApp groups. I'm sure many of you are in various different groups on WhatsApp. Besides just having to put yourself out there and just have people, or just put content out there, ask the relevant individuals that are admins for permission to be able to share some of your stuff, and you'll be able to already have access to audience. Churches and schools, there's so much opportunity that exists there because those are people. That's people. School children have parents, and parents are people that have the buying power, the decision makers. How do you get access to those audiences? Taxi ranks and busy corners, stockfields and saving groups, the business next to you. And this is what I love about this, is that we think that non-competing businesses are our competitors. They are not. They are your opportunity to further enhance your ability to sell. Why not have an exchange with them in terms of referrals? Why not place your hair care product in a salon? Why not place your particular product in a different space where you don't necessarily exist? If you have a food business, for example, the seafood boil, why don't you, partner with someone that has a restaurant or is already fully developed within the catering business that doesn't necessarily do your product, but just have an evening of seafood boil, or, have a market where you put your product forward. Being able to leverage the business next to you is going to also enable you to really grow and grow at scale. And then your existing customers, people that are repetitive in terms of the buying culture towards your product, that is already an audience and a market that you can actually leverage to further market your product. The cheapest audience you will ever own, that's your existing customers, and the one you ignore the most. Because we think that once people have bought our product and have bought it about 10 times, you know the process, you know what to do, you're not more important than a new customer. And that's where we get it wrong. Because people don't anymore, after buying 10 iterations of your product and they still continue to buy, they no longer buy your product, they buy you. They buy the belief of what your product does for them. So then you now need to start harnessing and growing that community so that you can showcase that benefit to audiences that have not seen it before. Just an example of someone that has leveraged these key things. I'm sure all of you guys are familiar with Batu Footwear. Theo Beloy really just established a fantastic business. But let's dive into what he actually did. So he used his own savings from 5 years at the business that he worked at, PwC. No investor, no agency, no media budget. He made 100 pairs and sold them to friends in Alex, Soweto, Midrand, and Tembisa. And then he called it market research. How clever is that? You have your product. You probably have 100 iterations of it because you needed to build it first. Why not share it with people that you know? Obviously, ask them to pay for it. Don't give it for free. Unless you are convinced that that's going to enable you greater insight by letting them test the product for free, let them buy it and let them give you an understanding of what they think it is. That's market research. Market research is not getting these big, market research agencies like Kantar and all of those amazing places to do a wide range of insights for you. It starts small. It starts with the people next to you. Ask them, what do you think about this? What do you think about this hair care product? What do you think about this cream? Do you think there's a market for it? Would you use it? If not, do you think there's someone that would? And it's all these questions that are going to enable you to understand how to actually build your product and also how to market it further. So what did it cost Theo Baloy? The first run was 100 pairs, right? Not 100,000. He talked a factory out of its own 1,200 minimum in terms of building something. Imagine that. So he actually convinced a factory to build 100 pairs of shoes and actually took that and then sold it to 100 people he knew. And then the second run in 2016 was 400 pairs. The website crashed hours after the announcement. And then also, what did it cost? 18 million rand in revenue by 2019, driven by word of mouth and drops that sold out. So then that established, word of mouth narrative that he built, kept on just growing the business as further as it could go. And it costed him 0 rand to actually get that tactic out there, which is incredible. And the lesson for you in this is that he sold to people who already knew him first. And that is not a small start. That is a test. Remember, it's market research. Don't think about, humble beginnings. In some way it is. But you are also an entrepreneur. You are a business person. You are now testing your product in the market. If it's the wrong market, you'll know that by the insights that you have derived from the people that told you, I am not going to buy this thing. Now you know, okay, you are not going to buy it. Let me find someone that would. It's asking the questions. It's doing the research. It's being able to really put yourself out there instead of assuming people are going to come to my table at a market and just come and, buy my product. Because that is, unfortunately to say it, without, offending anyone, that is the laziest attempt at trying to build a business, is not trying to understand the market or the customers that you are actually trying to convince to buy your product. You already have 100 pairs worth of people in your phone. I'm sure we all have 100 people in our. So I'm going to speak a bit about promotion and boosting. Is anyone aware of what boosting a post means on social media? Okay, so boosting or promotion of content is actually putting money behind your content piece. So you post something on Facebook. It's a business, or rather it's a business post, and then Meta will allow you to be able to promote that. It's called promotion. And you then put 500 Rand on that, and then you reach 8,000 people. But what did that do to you? It done nothing. Because you let someone nowhere. You also just reached people that sit in Cape Town, but you sit in Mahikeng, and there's just no connect. What that does is you're actually just donating to Mark Zuckerberg and you're just making him wealthier. You're just praying and praying, hoping, putting money behind it, putting 200 Rand. That's nothing. That's a lot because you don't know what you're actually doing. So make sure that when you post, or rather when you boost, that you are intentional and you understand what you are doing. 500 Rand in a post with no offer, no destination, and no follow-up, that is not marketing, that is a donation to Meta and Mark Zuckerberg. So be very mindful of that. When you create content and you want someone to see your product, what do you want them to do? You want them to buy it. How must they buy it? They need to call me, or they need to go to my website, or they need to whatever. How will they know that? I don't know. They'll ask the question in the comments, how much? And then you're going to answer them, no. You cannot allow your space or your business to operate in such a way that you allow people to ask you 10 questions before they can buy a product. That's you, again, applying lazy tactics in terms of being able to make sure your business and your marketing does the job for you. Buying followers and engagement. I know we are in the space where influencers and the platforms we operate in convince us that you need to have X amount of followers to actually get some benefit. Please, guys, don't fall in the trap of buying followers and engagement. You're buying bots. You're buying stuff, people that do not exist. And that is hurting your brand more than you think, because you are not being authentic to you and you're not being authentic to your actual customer. So how do we fix the destination before you buy traffic? You post a photo of your product, you press boost, you choose 500 Rand, you reach 8,000 strangers. They see no price, no offer, no way to buy. 3 people comment how much, you reply on Thursday, nobody buys, social media does not work. That's what happens. We are in this space where we expect instant results by applying lazy tactics, and then we want to throw our hands up and say, hey, the social media thing doesn't work. But what to do without having spent that 500 Rand is you put the price in the post always. Tell people how much it costs now. Don't tell them when they've asked you 10 questions. Tell them now so they understand what they need to buy into. One clear next step, WhatsApp this number, download this, or, click here to fill in a form, a lead form, or whatever. Tell the person what to do. I implore on you, go and look at any brand. Don't even need to look at Nedbank. Go to any other brand. See their ads. And their ads are on your feed anyway. See what they do in terms of their ad placement. It's great creative, great copy that says amazing things. But what do they want you to do? They require a call to action, and that's what we call it in marketing terms. It's a CTA, a call to action. You want people to click here, you want them to download this, you want them to buy now, you need to tell your customer what to do. You need to tell them in the beginning what to do. Set up the WhatsApp away message. If you're not available, I implore on you to please tell your people you're not available. Do not leave a customer hanging. We have this and I think it's a South African thing, where we just, assume, you'll be okay with me replying tomorrow. That's not okay. If you're a business owner, you need to be ready or available. And if you are not, put an away message and you will get back to them as soon as you possibly can. Costs you nothing. It's also very nice to be polite and be nice to your customers. So do that as a kind gesture. Write the 3 replies you will always send. You know what your FAQs are, your frequently asked questions. Write the replies now. People are going to ask you how much. People are going to ask you, where can I get this? People are going to ask you, when is it available, or whatever. You know the questions. Create the replies now so that you are only equipped to be able to be reactive efficiently rather than take your time doing so. Answer within the hour, we've mentioned that, but every hour you trade, just make sure that there's a connect with your customer. There's this amazing place that I buy food from in my area, and the only way you could do so is by WhatsApp messaging them. But they take 3 hours to respond on a Sunday when I need to have Sunday lunch. And then I just stopped buying because they were not serious about it. Their food is amazing, but they were not serious about customer interaction. So don't cost yourself customers by just being busy. I get it. You need to build the product. You need to make the food. You need to create the garment and all of that. But just take some time out to be able to be very responsive to your customers. Again, post for free and see what happens. It's about creating content. Just try and put out something there, see what you get out of it, but only boost what already worked for free. If something went viral organically, you have the ability then to put that 500 Rand behind it and see what it does. So again, test and learn, try and figure out what to do in that instance. Just another case study in terms of, applying spend into a space that might cost you your business. Now, this is no, shame or a downer on the individual that built this business. It is still an incredible business. But what happened here was, marketing spend overtook the business operationally. And you don't want to find yourself in that space. You have a good product, you are convinced of your product, the market is convinced on the product. Do not go spend 20 million rand that you do not have. There's one lesson I want you to take away from this. If you want to scale your business and you want to put money behind it, put money that you have behind it. Do not put debt behind marketing. That is the biggest small business mistake you can make. Do not take credit out for a billboard. Do not take credit out for a radio ad. Do not take credit out for building a website. Use money that is in your pocket. And if you don't have the money, apply free tactics. That's what you need to do. Cool. The toolkit, I mentioned earlier that we'll just look at some free tools, and you can consider this a tech stack, if you will, that you are able to, just leverage from, that can actually deliver some results for you. Right, we spoke about the Google business profile. Go and get your profile. People search areas nearby you, or people ask, a seafood boil near me, right? You pop up number one. There, you already won, right? Or maybe you're hosting an event somewhere and you have it there. They'll see that by, searching. WhatsApp business, we've spoken about that at length, being able to leverage the tools that are free to be able to, start up your platforms. You also have Meta Business Suite. Schedule a month of Facebook and Instagram posts in one sitting. You can actually do that. You can schedule, you can have an array of content pieces. You don't need to constantly go and post it. Schedule them for the month. Let them do the job for you. Let them build the audience. Let them build the engagement while you're busy making your product or actually, driving your business forward. CapCut, if you are really into video creation, and it's on your phone, we are all familiar with it from a TikTok perspective. So leverage the tools. It's there. It's free. Canva, there's a free tier for Canva that you are able to utilize when building flyers, posters, banners, etc. Now, this is an unsolicited piece of advice, and this is my personal opinion. Please stay away from having created AI posters that look the same as the person that posted it yesterday. Please, guys, please. So the reason why I say that is it's drowning in a sea of AI posters. Nothing stands out. Today, someone is posting that they are a bakery with the same template, same look. Tomorrow, someone is posting that they are selling beads and all wonderful jewelry. Tomorrow, it's someone's funeral poster. Don't let that be what people take away from it. Don't make people feel, oh, gosh, this is so depressing. It looks like a funeral banner. Don't. Canva has amazing templates that you are able to utilize. And I'm not saying don't use AI. I'm saying use AI, but find yourself spending that time, that attention we spoke about earlier, just to really think about how to best prompt it to be able to create something that looks unique and doesn't look like a funeral poster. Google Forms and Sheets, for those that need to capture leads, for those who need to run admin, these platforms are free. They are live. They don't need to exist only on your laptop or your device. They can exist within Google Cloud. Leverage them. Build the leads. Being able to leverage these free tools is going to drive your admin for your business even much more further than you would possibly, or rather you could actually think you can with an Excel spreadsheet. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, now just a free word of advice. Like I said, if you're going to, use it to create banners and posters for you, learn how to prompt properly. So AI has this amazing thing, especially Claude, where you can actually teach it about yourself. Now that sounds scary, but what I'm saying about that is that it's going to learn how you speak, what your interests are, who you are, what your business is. It's going to learn everything about you. Once it's done so, it's going to be able to articulate you in a way that might even impress you. So it's going to learn, but you need to allow it to learn. You need to share as much content as you possibly can, or rather things that you've written yourself. Teach it how to speak. Teach it how to speak to your audience. And it's going to be one of the best tools that you'll ever use. I promise you that. Google Trends, if you are in a space where you need to be on top of the latest trend, go and check out Google Trends. Incredible tool to be able to show you certain things that you may have not seen before or that you may have not thought about before. Really going to benefit you greatly. TikTok Creative Center, if you are in the business of trying to be a creator or just trying to elevate your business, go and explore the platform. Incredible there in terms of design work that you can leverage as well. MailChimp and Brevo is, emailing platforms where you can email your customer list. Now, do so if you have an active email list. Do not go and create an email assuming people are going to leverage that or are going to take advantage of that. The two things I actually want to say is that emailing and websites, only do it if that is a pure need of your business. Do not just create a website thinking that I have a website now, I'm a business owner. People don't go and look at websites. Think about when the last time is that you actually went to a website. And if you went to a website or if you searched for something, did you stay on Google? You stayed because Google gave you the answer. Or you clicked in because you now needed that product or whatever. Don't build a website and pay 10,000 Rand to someone that lives next door to you that is quite cool at doing these things, because that's also a scam. Being able to just think, oh, website's going to drive so much business for me. People don't use that, guys. The same thing with emails and emailers. Only do it if you think, no, this is a dedicated, loyal email list. I need to create email to keep these people locked in. And a cheap tripod and a window, you are able to do so much wonderful work if you could just put your cell phone on a tripod and create the content yourself. Very cost effective. So the first 500 Rand you should ever spend if you're thinking about marketing. So 0 Rand is on the previous slide. You're not going to spend any money on that. 150 Rand for that phone tripod. 200 Rand for a domain name. Again, I said it, if you need a website. Or if you need a printed sign that is actually readable from across the road. If you're a business that is stationed permanently somewhere, create the sign. Make sure that you spend that money on it. I'm not sure if it costs 200, but I'm truly hoping that it would. And 150 Rand a boost, but only the post that already outperformed. Everything else you posted for free. Put money behind something that has worked already. Okay, AI without spending a fortune. So you are not behind, we are actually early. So South Africa is actually one of the places within the world that actually adopted AI quite rapidly. And we know why, right? The funeral poster looks the same like the business poster. So that's how we've really adopted this thing. And wow, we even listen to AI music now. Listen, we've adopted this thing. We have adopted this thing. So 70% of South African adults have used AI chatbot, up to 25 points since 2023 and ahead of many developed markets, which is incredible because you would always think developed markets are always ahead, right? But we've adopted it way more than them. 73% of South African organizations now use AI somewhere in their marketing, and that's true. 86% of South Africans say AI helps them learn or understand something new, against a global average of 74%, which is also incredible because it's now teaching people, it's giving knowledge to people. And 22% of SA organizations offer any structured AI training. Almost everyone is self-taught, including me. Well, I am self-taught, but it also had to be a case of me understanding that 3 banners that look the same is not going to cut it. People are going to be able to tell something is AI-driven or written. So make sure that you get yourself to that level. So nobody in this country has a 10-year head start on you. The people who look like experts started 18 months ago. Anyone that's leveraging AI that are doing it as boffins are doing so at the same time frame or timeline that you have been, familiar with AI. Okay, 5 jobs to give AI for free. Ideas when you are empty. It's an incredible space to be able to, prompt or ask for any particular business idea that you may not have available in your mental capacity at that point. So, ask it to give you 30 post ideas for a car wash in Soweto, or 10 teaching, 10 proof, 10 community that is in your month, done in 4 minutes. It can literally derive an entire content schedule for you cost effectively without you having to do a lot of work on it. One message, 3 platforms, write it once, ask AI to rewrite it for WhatsApp status, TikTok, and Facebook. So the same thing that you need to put out on your platforms doesn't need to be the same thing that you put out on your platforms. What you put out on TikTok doesn't need to be what you put out on WhatsApp. What you put up on WhatsApp doesn't need to be what you put on Facebook. It can be different because it's different audiences. I know you ask, what do you mean by different audiences? If I have TikTok, if I have Facebook, if I have WhatsApp, I'm the same person. Yes, but there's different versions of an individual when they enter a different platform. Think about it. When you're on TikTok, you want engaging content now. It must entertain you now. On WhatsApp, you want to have a long conversation with your friend. On Facebook, you want to see all the things that our grannies and our mothers post and all the dogs and the kittens and all of that. So understand, when you're on a certain platform, your behavior changes naturally as a human. So make sure that your content is relevant on the platform that you find it on. The replies you keep typing. Build your 10 standard answers. I think I've spoken about this so many times now. You have the FAQs, you have the frequently asked questions. Write them down. Ask AI to give you your answers. Have them ready and handy when needed, because at the end of the day, people are always going to ask the same question. Okay? Language, and properly so. You need to understand that AI is great, but AI is not perfect. We have amazing languages in this country, and we need to also, by preservation of that, make sure that we have a human look at the content. Do not assume that AI knows how to write in your native tongue. It does not. I probably think it cannot. So you need to look at it. You need to ask someone that is able to look and rewrite it in the language that you prefer to do so, because the human eye on AI content is going to be a prerequisite in order for you to leverage it successfully. And understanding your own customers. The problem with us is that we assume that our customer is just someone that wants to buy a product. That's all we care about. And I don't blame you for thinking like that. But the problem with that is that we think that they are always going to come back for that same thing over and over and over again. Customers are ever-changing individuals. They may be interested in this thing now. Will they be interested in a year from now? What, makes them happy? What makes them sad? Where do they live? What do you think, you don't need to know all of that data, but what do you think their grocery basket looks like on a monthly? So those are the things that are going to inform you to know who your customer is, so that you can market to them correctly in a way that's not going to hurt your business nor hurt them in terms of being a customer repetitively for your business. So again, I mentioned, prompting is going to be king in terms of how you leverage AI. So if you put bad prompts in, you're going to get bad marketing out. You're going to get that funeral poster out of AI if you do not prompt it correctly. I need you to just understand that there's certain tiers in terms of a prompt. And by prompt, I mean what you're telling AI to do for you. You need to give it a role. You need to give it context. You need to give it a task. You need to tell it what the constraints are. And you also need to tell it in what format you want it. You can actually tell your AI agent that you are a marketer and who understands Township customers, or you are a marketer that understands my product and that does marketing for me. And then you also tell it the context of what that product is or what the business is. You also then give it a task, tell it to create whatever you need it to create. You tell it what the constraints are. So if you only need 30 words, tell them so and so forth. So very important to prompt it correctly. 6 things not to do with AI. Do not trust a number it gives you. Again, please, it is a machine. It's not a human, and it's not factual all the time. Do not generate images of products you do not sell. Do not put a product of something you do not sell. Do not put a product of something you do not sell. Do not put a product of something you do not sell. Guys, that is scamming. You're scamming your audience. Don't do that, because you're already creating a bad impression. Do not fake reviews or testimonials with it. Please don't lie. Don't create 50 reviews on Google because you think that's going to drive. No, that's not correct. Do not paste customer information. We are also governed by various different data and privacy laws in the country. Please be mindful of that, especially if you utilize it online. You're not allowed to share people's details or identities in any particular way online unless they have expressly given permission to do so. Do not let it write in a voice that is not yours. Again, it can learn who you are, so give it everything it possibly could have to be able to learn who you actually are. And then do not outsource the thinking. You still need to think some level or some part of your business into fruition. Do not expect AI to do all of that for you. Okay. Partnerships, networking, and word of mouth. I just need to skim through this. So nobody trusts adverts, they trust their cousin. And think about it. We don't trust the ads that we see, especially online. We trust what people say to us that we trust with our deepest, dark secrets. So you need to be able to understand that word of mouth is still a big driving engine within the context of driving marketing and your business forward. So word of mouth is built, not wished for. People give a story, not a service. And ultimately, what I want you to take out of this is that people are going to always speak about your business, good or bad. Let them speak about the good more. So give them a good experience. Give them a good product, and they are constantly going to refer you. Think about the times when you got referred a product from someone that you trusted, and you actually went and bought it, or you used the service. It actually works. Just an example of another case study of something that started as a partnership, as a word of mouth. These two sisters created one of a very incredible business with woven products that they sell in various different stores now. But it started out by them going to markets and leveraging conversations with people around them. And they actually started, their first pitch to a retailer was because they created good relationships. So think about it. Word of mouth can actually set you up and scale your business. So again, the Lazy Makoti also started out her business by a friend mentioning that she doesn't know how to cook. And she trained her how to cook. And that became her business model. That is what she's known for now. So it starts like that. Those conversations that you have with people and the ability to be able to think out ideas out of conversations that you have. Don't think any conversation is an idle thing or is useless information. Sometimes it can spark your next big idea within your business. Again, the one tip I'll leave with you is phone 10 customers and ask them one question and use the exact words. That is a testimonial. And you need to make sure that you are using their exact words and not fabricating anything or buffering it up just to make it sound glamorous. If they give you a negative review, you don't need to post it anyway. Just take that as an insight into your research. Cool. Okay, so these are 7 things within 7 days that you can do that's going to cost you 0 money. You're going to phone 3 customers, you're going to claim your Google business profile, you're going to download WhatsApp Business, you're going to write your 10 standard replies, you're going to post 1 proof, a before and after, or a customer holding your product, ask 5 customers for a review, message 3 non-competing businesses on your street, and propose swapping referrals. And ultimately, you will never outspend big corporates or big businesses, but you can outcare them, you can outlisten them, and you can outshow up them. That has always been free, and it is enough to grow your business. Thank you.
Please stay on stage. Please, let's put our hands together one more time for Mondre, Ashton Bremer, Nedbank Senior Manager, Digital and Social Channels Marketing. Incredible, insightful, thought-provoking. I saw so many of you write. I've never seen you write so many notes. You're just writing. And to our online audience as well, please can you just share with us what were your takeaways from that presentation? Really, really incredible. So we've got a Q&A, question and answer session. Only 3 questions that I'm going to take. Does anybody have a question? First, second. I don't want to say this side. They say, yeah, but I don't like the running time. So I see the 2. Anybody question on this side? The back? Is there a hand at the back? Okay. We'll take as well. Please can we get the mic to... I've got a question as we get the mic to the gentleman. How do you make sure now that you, especially when it comes to social media, because it can be draining, how do you keep that balance? Now you're marketing your business online in terms of the hours that you're spending. How do you keep that balance to make sure that doesn't drain you? Because people are just constantly on the phone.
I think as a business owner, it's not a good idea to assume that you need to be on every single platform. As I mentioned, choose the space that you think is going to work for you and focus on that only. But the problem you will run into is that if you're not consistent, people will think your business has closed down. If I don't see a post or something within 3 months, I'm gonna assume, oh, it doesn't exist anymore. What you want to do is take a day out of your busy schedule or even an evening that you have available, create the content. Like I said, leverage the AI tools, leverage all your tools, create the content for a month, schedule it on Business Suite, and let that job be done for you. You don't need to sit on it every day. The only thing I would implore is to make sure that customer queries and questions are answered as you can as you go along. But do not think that this is an overwhelming thing that's going to need 10 hours a week. No, it needs 1 day in a month, and then you let it run. It's crazy because it's overwhelming and there's a lot happening on social. So your assumption is because it's crazy and there's a lot happening, I do not need to be part of it. That's the problem. Everyone is competing for attention, and if you are not there, you're not competing for attention, therefore you won't get attention. I hope that answers.
Round of applause. Great answer. That was a punchline, right? Your presentation was really, really powerful, and I mean, there were so many practical nuggets that you shared. Can we have the permission to share it with the audience?
Of course, yeah.
All right.
100%.
So we'll make sure that everyone who's here will get an email on Monday of the presentation that was shared today. My brother, please, you know the drill. Hey, you've had the mic today. Eh? I love it. You're getting the opportunity and you're making the most out of it. Your name, your surname, your business, and straight to the question, please.
My name is Mark Rosenberg, and my business is Aqua Boost Bath Salts. So my question is basically on reviews. Can you use the reviews without putting the people that gave those reviews on your social media platforms?
Yeah, so one of the things that we also need to be mindful of is not everyone wants to be known that they're purchasing products, and that's okay. Everyone is entitled to their privacy in terms of what they purchase, who they are, etc. You can still use it, obviously with their permission, but do not, in that instance, do not, tell your market or your customers who they are. But you could use that as a testimonial, and then you could place it as an anonymous testimonial. But whether people think you're lying or not, that's on them. It's a genuine testimonial that you have. And I think people think, oh, but if someone's name is not there, people are going to think I'm lying. No. If there's no testimonial, people are going to think you're lying. So whether it's anonymous or not, use it, leverage it, because it's a true reflection and experience of your business, of your product. So it's very important to still utilize it.
Happy? The gentleman with the cap. Yes, my brother. Please can we get the mic to him? Just hold on, my brother.
All right,
Yeah.
no problem.
We want to see you.
Good afternoon.
Just wait. Gents, can we see him, please?
There we go.
Ah, there he is.
Way.
Perfect.
Fellow entrepreneurs, good afternoon. Bro, thank you for such a practical presentation, right? I'm sitting here with my business partner, and we're just like, yeah, we're definitely doing that, and definitely need to look into that. So mine, I apologize, it's a very opportunistic question, right? My name is Lefale Logoto. I'm from UniFSA. It's an EdTech company. We are working closely with the Department of Education within the Ngamudiri-Molema district. You made mention that tapping into young people is a way of accessing parents and therefore the actual market. We are looking for a regional partner to infuse career planning with financial literacy. So now, point blank, advice is how do we then approach Nedbank as a prospective partner? Thank you.
Thank you for your question. You will never not know if it's opportunistic if you don't ask, right? But I think it's an opportunity either way. I am not particularly the individual to speak to. I have amazing colleagues that are here that will be able to assist with that question. But yeah, I think once you've had a chat with them, they'll be able to drive that for you. But well done on leveraging an opportunity. So that's cool.
Okay, I'm going to continue again, but who specifically? I'm not talking about bureaucracy.
Please stand up, my brother.
What I'm trying to do here is cut through the red tape, right? So who specifically? Thank you.
My colleagues. Lucas, is he here? Lucas?
Lucas, please stand. There's Lucas.
Fantastic.
There's your man.
So yeah, so you know who to go and speak to. Fantastic individual. He'll drive amazing things for you.
All right, lastly, please can you stand up, my sister? Please can we get the mic to her? Your name, your surname, what your business does, and what your question is.
Thank you. I missed your name in the presentation.
Andre.
But Andre, I think you can
Andre.
give us all social media certificates after this because it was very well done and in depth. My name is Refilo Musiani from a business, Mapenyusa Food Hub. You are from Nedbank, right? Am I correct? I just wanted to ask, the Nedbank packages that support informal businesses, because sometimes, Mama, if you can allow me to use your business, I'm selling earrings. There's another green bank. Within 3 months, they've taken your bank, your account to the lawyers. So what practical business packages do you guys have that really support the informal markets? Thanks.
Cool.
So I'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do it. So let me ask quickly, by a show of hands, how many of you here have got a business bank account? Okay, hands down. How many of you here don't have a business bank account? Okay, so by show of hands, those of you who said you've got a business bank account, how many of you would enjoy not paying any banking fees for 2 years? Look around the room, let's see. Please keep the hands up. 2 years, no fees. No banking fees for 2 years. Guess what? Nedbank has the solution for you. Bashapeling matsoho. So Nedbank has got the Nedbank Startup Bundle account, 2 years of free banking and point of sale solutions with prepaid. Now listen to this because this becomes really interesting. So you can get the device for free if you use it, right? Overlaid with educational platforms like Simply Biz. Nedbank bankers at the back. Those of you who said one more time, I need the hands up, you would love to get the Nedbank Startup Bundle. 2 years. 2 years. Hands up again. Please do not leave without seeing the Nedbank bankers at the back. Fantastic. Last words of encouragement for the entrepreneurs here? Here, there's a mic.
Also, sorry, my name is Tabani. Sorry for those that we just came a little late. Also important, Startup Bundle has 10,000 free deposits every month and 5,000 free withdrawals. So it's not just maintenance fees. Also, cash flow is important for businesses. So we've also got a whole lot of value within that bundle that helps you with your cash flow, and also supported with a dedicated business banker. So if you need someone to help you on a day-to-day with managing your business, we dedicate a banker to you. So the guys at the back will explain more. Please, please, please make sure you engage with them. But holistically, with Simply Biz as well, there's so much value for you. As you can see, we are here to not just sell products, but show you of the value we give you. Talk to the bankers, please. Even if you don't sign up now, leave your details, we'll reach you at a later stage. So even if you just say, my name is Andile, here's my email, here's my number, I'm interested, call me, that's enough, and then we'll get back to you. Ne? Yeah.
Fantastic, thank you. Parting shot, last words of encouragement.
Sure, so many. But I think one of the key things I would really want to leave with you is that you are not at a back foot by not knowing how to market. Take every opportunity you can to understand what it is. We are living in an age where you can learn anything online, anything. If you don't know how to do anything, figure it out online. But take it one day at a time. Rome wasn't built in a day. Neither was any big marketing business. So take it one day at a time, and you will be successful. I promise you that. Thank you.
Fantastic. Mondre Ashton Bremer, Nedbank Senior Manager, Digital and Social Channels Marketing. One more time. We have a gift for you, a token of appreciation. But before you get the gift, sorry, I need this. Now we're talking marketing. Please look straight into that camera. We need an image of you. And once again, to our online audience, please continue to share your takeaways. What is it that you learned from that great presentation? Please continue to engage. Fantastic. All right, so here is your gift. Okay. Some cake after a long day online. So you may be asking and wondering what's inside this bag. So what's inside this bag are products that we have bought from the exhibitors who are here today. Thank you once again, Nana. Much appreciated. All right. Please can everyone take out their cell phones? And as you take out your cell phone, please can we all go on to Facebook? If you don't have data, because it's always an issue, just ask the person next to you, come on. Now you're networking. Right? So you're on Facebook, and on Facebook, please go onto the search tab, Godim, where you search if you're looking for a friend or a group or a community. And please can you type Township Entrepreneurs Alliance. If you just say Township E, it should pop up. Township Entrepreneurs Alliance. You can also watch the screen as I'm explaining. Township Entrepreneurs Alliance. Please click onto the page. Go onto the Township Entrepreneurs Alliance page. And as you scroll down, you should be able to see me. Who sees me? Who sees me? Please put your hand up if Wambona. Lambona. I get bad, didn't I? All right, so if you can see me, you'll see there's a like, there's a share, or like, comment, share, right? Please can you click on the share tab. So share this live session that's happening right now. Like, comment, share. Please can you share this live session that's taking place right now. Just let your community know. Let your friends know what is happening. And the lovely thing about this is next week when you go onto your timeline on Facebook, then you can be able to rewatch this session. It's there. Are we together? If you can't do it now, we humbly ask, even later on when you get home, please go and share the session. And once again, a big thank you to our online audience. You know, that's why it's so important that when you get the opportunity to pitch and to share, you share. Because we've got people who are watching online We've got people who are watching from 2 African countries, Zambia. We've got people from Botswana. We've got people from Durban, people from Kwanyamazana and Mpumalanga. So you may be here, Mahikeng, but you've got an international audience. Are we together? So utilize this platform. Right, moving along. I'm going to introduce the 2024 eKasi pitching competition winner. Moreke Lodi, he's in the building. He'll tell you more about his business. Koparim Shapeleng Matsoho, CEO of Mansaleme Enterprise. My brother, please can you join us on stage? Winner. Zoga Lautiaga. Taram Shapeleng Matsoho, Taram Shapeleng Matsoho, Taram Shapeleng Matsoho. Come on, we can do more, we can do more. Taram Shapeleng Matsoho as he comes onto stage.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, they said this one is for the winners. As a 2024 winner, I appreciate this mic. My name is Morekuludi from Mansaleme Enterprise, where we specialize in safety and security. And today, we will just be checking how to market on a budget. So, maybe just a brief background on what I do, how did I get to this stage. So I started the business because I wanted to understand quite a few things. In the beginning of learning, I had a problem of understanding. When the teacher said, "Do you understand?" What I took was the literal word, under and stand. So it was always a bit confusing for me to now understand. So I had to learn to understand everything, which will be the beginning of my presentation. I think it's gonna go up, but we had an awesome presentation now. So for me, it will just be a summary of basically what has been said and how I have been applying it in my business. So, starting with understanding of your business, understanding of your clients. Now, as mentioned, we need to know what we are selling. You need to understand what is it that you are selling. This morning I had a lovely breakfast cake there. It was not just a cake, it was a very lovely breakfast for me. So as the entrepreneur was selling that to me, she explained that it will make me feel good because I was a bit tired from the morning. I understood that she understands that she is selling a happiness breakfast to me. So now as business owners, we need to understand what is it that we are selling. If we understand that, we then have to now go and understand our customers. Where is our customers? Where are they situated? When are they buying? What are they buying? Now, as a business person, you need to have a target market and understand that target market. You need to create a persona to say that I have a phone that I'm selling. I want to sell it to a specific target market in Mahikeng who will be able to buy this thing. I understand that they do have money to buy this device. Is my presentation still not up? But don't worry, I have it here. Now, the second part is selection of your platform, where you want to be seen. It has been well explained that social media is there. Social media will take you far beyond the reach of Mahikeng, the corners of South Africa. Over 800 million people will be able to see your poster once in their lifetime. It can be from many years ago, or it can be from today. So now, with the selection criteria of your platform, we sometimes just take a video and post it everywhere. And then you get to LinkedIn where you mentioned people are trying to be serious there. Even if they write that they have just pitched, they will tell you that today they were extending their businesses. You know, they will use difficult English, and the joke that you took as a video is there in LinkedIn. It's not matching the person who's reading that LinkedIn then. But if you come to Facebook, where I'm more relaxed, it's the first social media platform that I'm having on Sunday morning after a very heavy Saturday night. On Facebook, that is good. So I also need to understand where to post what at what time. So from our analyst of the posts that we make, we also need to go back, review what we have, so that we understand. In LinkedIn, you can do a joke, a funny post, a very detailed one, now explaining the business that you have. But with Instagram, it needs to be one that looks nice, because Instagram is all for looks, we must be honest. With Facebook, we don't really need to put in filters. It can be what it is, you know? So now, as a business person, I was once told to be creative and think outside of the box, as I have many mentors who have always been saying this to me. Now, like I said, my understanding is a bit literal. I didn't have a box. I didn't know which box to think outside of. But the reason why I have my bag here today is what I saw from social media. 1 second. So now I got a box. And now I am thinking outside the box. Because now this question came when I wanted to market, but I saw that there's posters, there's billboards. I don't have the budget for that. And I only had 1,000 rand. And now I need to change my message time and again. I need to be where the people are. And I'm told by the advice, think outside of the box. I got the box, and literally on its outside, I can put my information. Now, so we understood that this is a problem we faced, just like many other small businesses. So this is one of the examples that we took as a creative way of marketing our business. Now, also with creativity, it can be in how we package our business. We all remember in the beginning of this year, there was this famous TikToker selling ice cream who just go, "Husa, ice cream, ice cream." It's a very creative way of marketing your business. People want that experience because you understand, people when they eat ice cream, they are happy. With that ice cream and that song, you would want to buy, because now it's not the ice cream that you are going for, it's just milk and sugar, that thing. But because someone is singing for you there, you are happy, you enjoy the ice cream. Now when we are marketing our business, we also need to have an identity of how do people know that if you have that hot sauce there. I was there that morning, I was told that it's hot. It would make me forget that I'm feeling cold. You see, if my sister there can have a very nice tagline, a very nice short song, which I know that every meal would need to have a hot sauce, I would know that, yeah, I must have that hot sauce with every meal, which is one of the things that big brands do, and we always know when we are targeting to have happiness, you would go and buy Coca-Cola. If you want finger licking, you know where to go. So now we also need to identify our own brands with at least something our own customers can and will be able to relate to. So now I see my slides are up. Oh, and then let's talk to AI. It's been explained. It's there. We first have to understand how to use AI. Now, what I have been understanding is that AI is just an enabler of the process that we already have existing in our businesses. Now, when you use AI and you are using it to make a poster for you, like he mentioned, it's going to be the same for everyone because Gigo is in there. You put in bad data, you get out bad data. Now, with AI, recently there are AI agents which can be trained to have a specific identity brand. So now I understand the process of my marketing company. I need to have my marketing style. I understand my target market. I understand my brand colors. I understand the time slots that I need to have when I'm marketing. With all that in our AI, it is much easier to have an identity and people relating to our product. Now, when we talk of the recent one being AI agent, which is now a development tools that are coming at a very rapid rate, you need to understand the tool itself. When you go to GPT, it has multiple modules inside GPT. Now, if you are asking the one that is mainly focused on just creating word chatbots for you, it will not be as best when you go to the one that is more creative. So now you also need to understand the tool that you are using. When you go to AI, it's not just the top 3, GPT, Claude, and what's the other one, Gemini, that are there. There is a whole Wikipedia of AI. Now you also need to understand how they were trained. Many of those AIs are 82% out of Africa content. Now, as an African, you would have this funny looking chakalaka. It's not trained within the model. Hence, it was mentioned, don't just take pictures of what was already existing within the database of the training of the AI module. So now you need to train your own module, and you can do that with the recent AI agent. Even WhatsApp now, it's not only doing that hi, and then it will say, welcome to our business, we are selling this. Now it can literally train, you can literally train it, and it can respond just like you would do. This is also an advantage since as small businesses, we don't have the time or the budget to respond to everyone at the time they are engaging us. And then on the next slide, I've selected the 2 tools that I use now on an application of AI. Because I understand that I have to make posts, I have a process of what post to make. I have used Make. It's make.io. It is an agent which will now automate the process of marketing. With this, I now understand that I need to go to Canva to create a poster, and then from Canva I need to go into Facebook, and then from Facebook there must be some responses. But now also the data informed by this needs to be from me, so that it's not just a hallucination, and then my posters are always the same with no relevant information. So with Make, I put in my data in my Google Sheets. On, let's say for next month, now I want to focus on Women's Month. I want to focus on women's content. I go to Google Sheets, fill in my data. Now, from the Google, Make will then get the information, create the videos. At a specific set time, it will then be able to upload those videos on YouTube and on LinkedIn. That time I'm here presenting, but my poster can go up at the same time. So we don't have to also stretch ourselves like we would stretch our budget, which we clearly don't have. So this would be one of the tools in advancing our zero budget in marketing. You don't have the money to pay someone to sit there and create videos every day. You yourself, you don't have the time. Now, the other tool that I'm using is called Hunter, because I understood that I need to understand where are the people, who are the people I need to talk to. Now, Hunter will create leads. I'm creating this social media, but my intention is it to get people buying only, or do I create content that people would know, or do I create, I had to understand quite a few things. So now with Hunter AI, you can discover online emails to the direct people. We had a brother there that was asking about the direct people to talk to when you go to Nedbank. With Hunter, you just go and discover the industry that you want to talk to, the marketing people in, let's say, banking for your question. It will give you all the list of people who are there. It will give you the industry in the area that you have selected. So now Hunter goes worldwide and does this search. So recently I've been able to go into Angola without even knowing anyone. Because of Hunter AI, I was still testing it out, and Angola was one of the top countries where we were looking for people in the security industry. I sent emails because they also have template emails on sales, on how to get leads, and from those leads, the responses that you would generate. So it is also an automated tool within Hunter, which you also can link to your email, to your WhatsApp, and your other AI tools. On the next slide, we are now talking to the measurements of what we are doing when we are marketing. We need to look at our capacity. When I was making this poster, I was looking at the cup and how it's sitting. Also, the literal meaning of how our cup is sitting. As a small business, we understand that we did do that SWOT analysis where we identified our competitors. But now, how are we competing with them? There is very big companies that we are competing with. They have very large capacity. They are getting 1 million views. From those million, they are getting 500 people buying. If I'm competing with them and I'm getting 10 people and 5 are buying, according to my capacity, we are actually in the same competition. But also now, it gives me a measurement tool of the competition and how to increase my capacity in this AI and marketing days. So on the next slide, we do have leverage of opportunities that we need to take into consideration. We have a lot of people who are always around us that we need to engage with. But we need to understand that what is it, you must understand. If you get that, most of the things will be much easier for you when you are trying to market on a budget. So now, today, it's actually Mandela Day, right? Yeah, we have an opportunity where more than 14 million people from the bank are here. We have tea with more than 100,000 people in their hand. We have people from Mahikeng, from all corners who are here. Now, I have been thinking, why don't we take this opportunity to do a little bit of a Mandela Day for the people who are in the building? I am thinking it like this because I'm trying to understand. If we go bekele beke, it is understood that that is tea. Why can't we have a hashtag of a video that will trend in Mahikeng where we go that Maftown is having tea this week, and then with the person to your left or right, the business that's next to you, you can introduce yourself, they introduce their business, we share on social media, we've got exhibitors. So now, with the last 2 minutes, with your permission, if I can ask everyone that we take a video that goes like this. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Are we gonna go Maftown is having tea, and then, or are we gonna go Mahikeng is having tea? Maftown, all right, that's number one. And then we do the hashtag Bekele Beke, hashtag join us for tea mo Maftown. How is that? And then the last step, because at least it's 6 seconds of that video, 6.7 seconds, you would have done your 67 minutes for today. You introduce yourself and then give the other person next to you an opportunity to introduce and share their business. So we could stand, you could take people, let's try and do the video now together where everyone is taking that video. Yes.
All right,
Oh.
so can everyone stand?
Yes.
Please, can we stand? Kaiti, some of you, the phones are low, now quality, but at least as long as it's uploaded, sharp. What matters is it's uploaded. So can everyone please take out their cell phones again? Kuparin sing the cell phones are on. This is gonna be interesting. You can lead, my brother.
Oh,
It's your idea, yeah.
so
If your cell phone is out, please can you just put your hand up with your cell phone so we can see the cell phones?
okay. So now
Okay.
you choose, are you taking the people, are you taking yourself? But now with the video, you will then do it according to you. So the first one is Maftown is having tea. Eh? Hashtag Maftown is having tea. Hashtag join us for tea. Hashtag Bekele Beke.
Together, Bekele Beke.
Together Bekele Beke.
Okay. So, Gary, give the hashtag say three.
Yeah.
Ne? First hashtag, Maftown is having tea. Second hashtag, join us for tea. Third hashtag, together, Bekele Beke. Okay.
Yeah.
My brother, you lead it, bro.
And then from there, you can take a video explaining a second of what you do, giving the next person an opportunity of who they are. Then we are done. Yeah. I need your voice where we say hashtag.
All right, so we're together, ne? You can either do the selfie mode or you can do, just do it. All right, so we'll do it on 3, right? I'll go 1, 2, 3. Hashtag
Maftown is having tea.
Hashtag join us for tea. Hashtag together Bekele Beke. Yeah? All right. 1, 2, 3. Hashtag. Hashtag. Let's move. We'll do it one more time, very quickly. It's D3, fairly simple. Hashtag Maftown is having tea. Hashtag join us for tea. Hashtag together Bekele Beke. That's it. Okay, quickly, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Hashtag Maftown is having tea. Hashtag join us for tea. Hashtag together Bekele Beke. You done?
Yes, thank you.
Shapileng Matsoho. That's it. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you. You can have a seat. So quickly, because this is powerful. Where do people post it?
So we post this one on Facebook and
Facebook.
TikTok.
Okay.
That's where we get the leads
Okay.
and pop-ups easily. With the hashtags that you've been mentioning all day.
Fantastic.
You get to take the businesses next to you. Take Nedbank, take T.
Fantastic. Kuparim Shapileng Matsoho. Round of applause for Morekelodi 2024 eKasi Pitching Challenge competition. We have a gift for you. First and foremost, before the gift, you know the drill. Gents? All right, so as I said to you, he was speaking about food, right? Something very chilly. And he's got something chilly inside his gift bag, which has been bought once again from our exhibit. So everything that is a gift to our speakers today has been bought from exhibitors who are here. So we are intentional when we say we are empowering township entrepreneurs, especially Mokasi and our exhibitors. And to our online audience, please can you share what your takeaways have been today? We are speaking on how to market on a budget. We've had 2 incredible presentations. Share what your takeaways have been. Getting into a touchy thing from the presentations earlier on, from Ashton and as well as from this gentleman. What were your takeaways? All right, here's your gift, my brother. One more time, a round of applause. Kuparim Shapileng Matsoho. Come on, we can do better. Mahikeng, Tarim Shapileng Matsoho. Young, powerful township entrepreneur. All right, so you may be asking yourself, what's going to happen now? We are heading into the eKasi Pitching Challenge. As soon as we are done with that, we are heading into networking. After networking, we are heading into the Mbawula Chat. We have lunch, and then we are done. Are we together? Are we still here? Mahikeng, are we still here? Fantastic. Let's keep the energy. So, now we have the eKasi Pitching Challenge. We're excited to share an important update about season 4 of the eKasi Pitching Challenge. Those of you who've been following the journey for the last 3 seasons, you'll know that there was a grand prize of 50,000 Rand. And this gentleman here was the winner last year. He walked away with a grand prize of 50,000 Rand. But this season, season 4, is different. What makes it different? The total prize value has increased from 50,000 to 55,000. I think that deserves a round of applause. And there will now be 3 winners selected from the 6th finalist. Each prize is a combination of cash and business development to help you support your business. Because we don't want to give you all of the money, then you appear on that show. If you don't get it, forget about it. The second runner-up will receive 10,000 Rand. The first runner-up will receive 15,000 Rand. And the overall winner will receive a whopping 30,000 Rand. Today, in the next hour and a half. So we've got our 6 finalists. They've been sitting, waiting patiently. Please, can we show them love and show them energy? You know, it's easy to sit behind a phone and then record. Hey, and then when you come on stage, hey, watch here somehow. It is hot here. So let's show them some love. It's also an opportunity for you to listen. Maybe there's a business partner, an opportunity for you from our 6 finalists who are here. So, Gidobita finalist number 1, they will come on stage, they will take center stage, and they will have their 3 minutes to present their presentation. Finalist number 1, Libitsoke Teboho from Sobestro Cafe. Debza is here. Kuparim Shapileng Matsoho as he comes on stage. Teboho Masope from Sobestro Cafe. Here it is. So this is how we're going to, my brother, please can you take center stage? Ne? Before his time starts, all of us with energy, we are going to give him that love and go 3, 2, 1. When we say 1, all right, are we ready? Yeah. Mahikeng, are we ready? Yeah. Let's show some love. My brother, your time starts in 3, 2, 1, action.
Greetings, my name is Tebogo Masobe and I'm the founder of Sobaistros Cafe, a sustainability-oriented entity. We currently have a restaurant line, we have 3 stores and 1 car wash. So the reason I'm here, we are here to basically tell you that we have actually come up with a smart way of actually saving money and actually creating revenue for our business. So we have developed a solar-powered automated aquaponics smart farm. So aquaponics is the simultaneous cultivation of fish and crops within one circular system that saves 90% less water than your conventional farming, saves space by utilizing vertical farming, saves time and effort by using automation and actually encouraging research and development. So with this system, we are actually positioning ourselves as a supplier and retailer of our own fresh organic produce. With that said, we are actually turning what was previously a cost into revenue. So at Sobaistros Cafe, we are actually offering our people the opportunity to have a farm in the midst of their house. So we are designing portable automated plug-and-play systems so that we can bring farming closer to the community. So imagine having a farm inside your house, on your rooftop, at the back of your house, or a farm you can actually go on vacation with. So we are actually creating these portable plug-and-play automated systems that can be controlled remotely using a cell phone device. So for a small amount of 3,500, I can afford you the opportunity to own a farm. Yes. So basically that's what we do. Yes. So the vision behind this business is to actually see ourselves having a restaurant franchise with a smart farm on site where the customer can actually walk in and actually pick the very ingredients of the food they're gonna be served. While the customer is engaging in that activity, we are actually training and educating the customer on the health benefits of having such a system and engaging in such practice. So, thank you.
Fantastic. So he's come and he's presented an opportunity. By show of hands, how many of you are interested in that opportunity that is presented? We take away
3,500.
3,500. Hands up again. Yo. Please make sure that you connect with Debsa before you leave. Thanks, my brother. Thank you. Finalist number 2, Sally Masike from Masike Business Solutions. Kuparashapeleng Sally Matsoho as she comes onto stage. All right, Sally, your 3 minutes starts in 3, 2, 1, pitch.
Good afternoon. My name is Sally Masike, the founder of Masike Business Solutions. I started this business because I saw many talented entrepreneurs have potential, missing opportunities, not because they lack potential, but because they lack access to affordable business support. Our mission is simple: to help entrepreneurs become compliant, credible, and investment ready. My story: I built this business while working full-time. Every client that I have served, I have been doing it after work. Despite this limitation, I have served 13 paying clients almost entirely through the referrals. This tells me one thing: the demand already exists. What has limited my capacity or the growth isn't the clients, it's the capacity to serve more of them. Masike Business Solutions provides business compliance, business development, and branding. We help entrepreneurs build businesses that are ready for funding, contracts, and long-term growth. Our clients includes inspiring entrepreneurs, startups, and small businesses. We generate revenue by charging entrepreneurs individual business services or bundled business support packages, depending on their needs. Since launching, we have generated 18 to 20,000 rands of revenue without paid advertising. Our growth has been, we have grown through the referrals from satisfied clients referring our services to others. This gives me confidence the business is ready to grow. What sets Mahikeng Business Solutions apart is that we don't stop at registration. We help entrepreneurs from registration to compliance, branding, and business growth. Our vision is our goal is to build, it is not just to build compliant businesses, but to build confident entrepreneurs. Winning this competition is a turning point for the business. With investment of 30,000 rands and TEAS and NetBank mentorship would help the business to build a professional business support office to strengthen our marketing and reach more entrepreneurs across Northwest and South Africa as a whole. Our goal for the next 12 months is to grow from 13 to 50 paying clients. The investment isn't to test an idea, it is to scale a business that already proven there is demand. Esteemed judges.
And your time is up. Kopa re mo shapeleng matsoho. Salima Sike, thank you very much. That was finalist number 2, Salima Sike from Mahikeng Business Solutions. Then we have Onalena Mutsamai from MMW Africa Pride Couture. Onalena, please can. Moafrika. I can't get check out my mates now. Kuba shapeleng Onalena matsoho as she comes onto stage. Oh, Moafrika. Okay. Fantastic. Please join us on stage. All right, Onalena, your 3 minutes starts in 3, 2, 1, pitch.
Dumelang bagaetsho. So imagine a ball of yarn and just a crochet hook creating a business. You can teach a child a lifelong skill, empower young and old people to earn an income, as well as inspire a whole community. And that is what Africa Pride Couture inspires and achieves to do. My name is Onalena Mutsamai, the creative hands and founder of Africa Pride Couture. Today I'm not just pitching a business idea, I am pitching a movement. A movement that will use crochet to create business, to create entrepreneurs, build confidence, and also have you guys be creative. My idea is to create a skills development program for everyone, where you can use your smart ideas to either, like I said, start a business, and also create clothing for yourselves. Because I'm one person, I don't like going into a store and having to see someone what I just bought. So get the 1-for-1. I also provide handcraft bags, clothing items. I do bottle holders. We do anything from tapestry, and I can also put your face on anything, guys. That is yarn. I want to create a community
Please, can we also go and see our exhibitors if you haven't had the opportunity to do so? We've got 12 minutes left of the networking. You must have met at least 5 people. More? Please continue to see. Let's go and see our exhibitors. Kyalukopa on the left and on the right, also on the left-hand side. At least 5 new people. At the least 5 new people. Let's see our exhibitors as well on my left-hand side. I'm encouraging you, at least 5 new people. If you haven't met 5 new people. At least 5 new people. Let's continue to see our exhibitors also at the back. Let's see our exhibitors here at the back as well. Even if you can't buy from them, show them some love on social media. Follow their page. Go ahead. 5 more minutes. 5 minutes left. Three more minutes.
Directing people. So one person is over Lapan. No one should be going that side. So they can still make their way back. Okay. Yeah. So if they want to come back, they will still make their way back. No one should go out this way.
Two more minutes. Two more minutes left. $60 1 more minute left. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Our time is up. Please, can we take our seats? Ke kopa re duleng mo fatshe. Our networking time is up. I still need to ask questions. You need to be at one. At one, I need to ask questions. 4 questions. Ke kopa re duleng mo fatshe. Please, can everyone take their seats? As we get ourselves ready for the Mbawula Chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ke kopa re duleng mo fatshe. We will continue to network at the end of the session as well. Ke kopa re duleng mo fatshe. Jeez, man. What's up with this cake? Why are so many people buying cake? All right, can I have your attention, everybody? Can I see by show of hands, how many of you met more than 5 people? Don't worry, because sometimes you don't have that much time now, you know. Okay, you can keep the hands down. But this question becomes very important. By a show of hands, how many of you met another entrepreneur that you know you are going to do business with for sure? Hands up again. You are saying, T, Nedbank, I met someone, we are going to work for sure, sure. Okay. Please, can I have a mic? Evans? Please give the mic to this gentleman here, dressed in the white t-shirt. My brother? Yeah. So, please can you stand up, ne? My brother, what you're going to do is you're going to introduce yourself, what your business does, who did you meet, and what business are you all going to do together? Just hold on a second. Gents, are we ready? Fantastic.
Hi everyone, my name is Katlego Katani. I'm from here, Lonely Park. My business is Agri-Dye Foods, and the other one is Khwakhonega Investment Group. So I do agriculture and agro-processing. So I met with she's not here. She's not here. So we're gonna do farming together. We're gonna be doing even on the side of agro-processing together, because we even did the same degree together. So yeah.
Fantastic. Utsameli. As long as you exchange contact details and you're gonna do business together, right? That's what matters. Kuparba shapeling matoho. Please, can we make sure that we get Carol? Fantastic. Getting yourself a t-shirt. My sister, you said you met someone. Yes, can we get the mic to you? Introduce yourself. Who did you meet? What business do they do? And how are you going to work together? And remember, when meeting someone, names are very important. So you can't say if someone is, yeah, that guy that was wearing pink. Later on, it's only bit. Take people's names very seriously. Over to you, my sister.
Okay. Dumilang.
So remember, your name, what your business does, who did you meet, and what business are you going to do together?
Okay. Dumilang. Ke Kgalalo Gutwane. My business is beauty. I do nails and makeup. So I met Bongani as a photographer. We're gonna work hand in together. He will be calling me for weddings, like events like weddings, and I will be doing the makeup as a makeup artist. So yeah, thank you.
Fantastic. Real business, real connections. We've got the gentleman at the back who had his hand. Please, can we get him the mic?
Which one?
There at the back. Time out, also. Yeah. As they're proceeding with the mic, it's yeah. Yeah, hey, time out. No, it's got in time.
Oh.
Hey,
Oh.
did you see Bill? Hey, our handsome time.
Sure. Ke Kabelo Mudukanele, the founder wa ko Grootman Clothing. Ke pusha clothing brand ya Grootman. Yeah man, what's up? Sure, so ke kopanele tla ke kopise ka speed ha. Ona le nna mo tsamai. I want to test something le ne until le matsela a dirilong ka ulo a Grootman. Definitely going to work together. Thanks.
Fantastic. Thank you, Grootman. All right. Otiaka, there's a gentleman who's wearing shades. There's something about shades. You know, Grootman said something about the business. There's some kind of, just for a minute, do you know the brand? I loved your energy. You just show them love and support. Just for a minute, Otiaka. Sure.
Crispy from Ramatlaba Matsetse village. Nagi bereka ka talent management and branding. So I highly appreciate and love a lot of brands Mahikeng. And I always show support Mahikeng. And it's the second time give more this workshop. This is my second time.
Fantastic. Thanks, Otiaka. Go make a show and then can we get Kopa okay Mike to Grootman can sing kepis. Come on. Yeah, we know Otiaka. Yeah. Kia Mike, good. Kill Mike,
I
yeah.
wanted to pass the attention to someone else.
Okay.
Okay. Greetings, everybody. I give the mic to someone else because I accompanied him. So I wanted him to speak about his business. So can we give him a chance?
Sure. Okay. It's like, no, I don't want the mic. I'm gonna make sure Otiaka gets to speak about his business.
Oh, wait.
The friends you keep. Yeah, nah.
Okay. Yeah, dumelang lotle. Lina Lagagis and thank you, my brother, for what you did. Yeah, so business.
Yeah, no, sure. Let's clap. Let's show some love because what he did is incredible. Brother love.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So now website get skill link. So the link is actually getskilllink.co.za. So my business like locally entrepreneur. So he created like a platform. But to say, for instance, you're looking for like a bricklayer or whatever. So what's into the website, then we search a bricklayer, then you go the bricklayer. So whatever service that you have, o khona go tsena ka yone mo o bo kreya batho ba ba batlang. So o khona go register le mo website you as like a provider. So o tlo go register ka like whatever service we offer, then o tsenya di pictures tsa gago, whatever that you offer, your services and everything. So that like ha batho ba khona go se ba tsena ba search, like see for instance by trade bricklaying, then ba khona go bona di bricklayers tsotlhe mo Mafikeng, like you filter by the location, then be go tlhagela di bricklayers tsotlhe tsa mo Mafikeng.
Ke a o thola.
Yeah.
So the question
So
that's
it's like a
a 40.
marketplace.
Mamela, check. Mamela. Aujourd'hui, what your business does, which is great, brilliant. So it's a database of different services that
Exactly,
people
yeah.
can search for.
Yeah.
So, o tlhakanele mang vandag that you show o ke tlo spana le ena.
O sika kwa ki kopane le ke lebetse leina la gagwe as ke ise. I know names are important, mara kopane le ne ka mo register la profile ya gagwe, then ke showcase because my aim was to get someone le gore ke khona go mo sign up, then a khona go ira so ke mo register.
No,
everything,
perfect.
profile ya gagwe, yeah.
Make sure you get the name
Eh.
before vi.
O se go rata. Eh,
Yeah,
ke la-
okay.
eh.
Moshapeleng Matso, fantastic. I'm happy to announce that we have the winner, the name rather, of the winner of the eKasi Pitching Challenge. Would you like to know? Akilu, would you like to know? I'll tell you after the break. So, what's very important? What's very important about this is that when you do business together, having met today in this session, we really do encourage you to share it online. Because when you share it online, what you're going to do, you want to encourage others as well to share the love, to say, we met at a workshop, Mahikeng, and now we are doing business together. So Ralukopa, we encourage you, when you do business together, share it online, tag us, and let's share the love. To online audience, you've been incredible. You've stayed with us from, I think, 9:30. It's just over 1 o'clock now. We appreciate it. Continue to share what your takeaways were. If you were able to see the eKasi Pitching Challenge, who do you think is walking away with the grand prize today? Kimang. You will find out later. All right, so what's going to happen now is we're going to get into the Mbawula Chat, and then we're going to announce the winner, and then we're going to eat and continue to network. All right, so stay tuned. Please do watch the screen.
Deal with the unemployment rate of the province. It cannot be that as young people in the province, we are just sitting, folding our hands, and then just waiting for government, to create jobs. We are in the space of technology. We are in the space of 4IR. 4IR right now, it is actually driving the whole economy. It is very imperative for us to make sure that you also take the stand and then we cap this unemployment within the Northwest Province. We are looking at the unemployed graduates from your TVET space. We are looking at the unemployed graduates from the university. Part of this program, we are also looking at the young people that are just sitting at home that are not so much skilled. Come to, and be part of this program. Understand that we are in the space of the 4IR and we need these young people to understand these new technologies so as we can drive the digital economy of the province.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have the privilege of introducing Mr. Joseph Ndaba, founder and CEO of the Mahikeng Digital Innovation Hub. Mr. Joseph Ndaba is the founder and CEO of the Mahikeng Digital Innovation Hub, a leading virtual technology and innovation hub based right here, Mahikeng, the capital of South Africa, Northwest Province. Lastly, he serves as a Yay! Shapa mazo, hey. Kupa mfem prize him. Let's make sure that we get a prize to him. Carol, please, we love the energy. Please make sure that we get him a t-shirt. Okay, let me finish, and then we'll clap together. Ne? He serves as a commissioner on the South Africa Presidential Commission on the Fourth Industrial Revolution and as a director of the Northwest Province Living Labs. There's more to him. He's here with us. Please can we put our hands together for Mr. Joseph Ndaba. Come on, Tarim Shapeleng Mato, let's show some love. And this Mbawula Chat will be facilitated by Bulelani Balabala.
Ladies and gentlemen, this segment in our program is called the Mbawula Chat. Mbawula Chat is loosely translated fireside chat, where we get to talk to a very established, seasoned business leader, thought leader, entrepreneur, and someone who's a forerunner within the space, doing impact work and development in our immediate communities from an entrepreneurial lens, skills development and growth platform. So there was no better individual that we could reach out to than this amazing individual who's decided to give us his time this afternoon. So I think in a traditional sense, as if we don't know you, everyone in the room doesn't know you. Yeah, I get it now. We're taking that stance advantage. As if none know you, please give us the opportunity of introducing yourself your way.
I never introduce myself.
Tell us then a little bit about your amazing work.
Like I'm serious. I don't introduce myself.
Really?
I pass the stage.
Really?
Yeah. I don't do that.
I'm Shaileni Zandla Bafethu. The work then speaks to itself, because I think some of the anecdotal work came up in the videos that are there.
I'll tell you why.
Yes.
I took a decision some years back to say there are doors that are so much closed that someone needs to kick and open for other people. Not for yourself, but for other people. And through that journey, every time is, my name is. And I got tired of telling people my name. And actually said, I'm going to create a platform whereby people start asking, who is that? And someone must actually be able to answer them on my behalf because of the impact that I created in their lives. So that is where it actually comes from. But to be nice, my name is Joseph Ndaba. I'm the CEO of Mahikeng Digital Innovation Hub. We are running in 4 districts of the province. We have offices in all 4 districts of the province. We have an office in Klerksdorp that deals with cloud technology. We have an office in Taung that deals with agri-tech. We have 2 offices in Bojanala. One deals with AI, another one deals with fintech. We have 3 offices here in Mahikeng. The main innovation hub at industrial side. We have the living lab in Musiani View. And next month we'll be launching the first TVET AI lab in Taleto, just to bring AI into Mahikeng. Yeah. So, like you rightly said, people think that commissioner is my name. It's not. I'm the commissioner because I serve in the Presidential Commission. So my job is actually to advise the president in relation to new technologies. Everybody's talking about AI, blockchain, and this, but the question that you always ask is, does people actually understand what is these new technologies? And how are they actually helping people, these new technologies? So our job is to actually put strategies and then make sure that people on the ground actually understand these things. You see that? And I serve on different boards. mainly looking at, new technologies, looking at skills, looking at how do we close the gap between your institution of higher learning and the industry, because we find that there's a serious gap between these two things. That is why there is so much unemployment rate, because I will tell you right now, a lot of graduates that actually graduate, we don't want them in our companies, because they actually don't possess the skills that we need for them to actually impact our businesses. So we need to close that space. So that is another part that you are playing it, to say, what are these platforms that can be created to make sure that we close the space? Because we cannot just sit and say there's unemployment rate. Someone must deal with that. And if someone has to deal with that, meaning we need to get platforms and mechanisms that will be able to assist, close the gap between industry as well as institutions. And that's the space that we also play at. So I wear so many caps within the country, and we have an office also in Moscow, in Russia. We have an office in Botswana. We partnered with Botswana University, and we are moving now into Lesotho. Yeah, there's a whole lot.
No, there definitely is. And I think one of the key things that stands out, especially when someone goes through your profile, is how your passion and elevation for Mahikeng sort of emulates and jumps out, which is why I think one of the key things in the bio is you call this the capital. Now, when from an economic development perspective, you sort of look at activities, right? There's a lot of activities that usually get saturated within towards certain spaces, like the oversaturations of a Vilakazi street as opposed to so many other vibrant townships around the country. Why did you choose to focus your energies and efforts here?
I was based in Sandton some few years ago, and I actually looked to say, we are contributing so much into Gauteng, so much. We give all our efforts, all our intellectual, everything, to Gauteng. And when you sit there and then you look back at home, and you find that there's actually nothing that is happening. And I play in the space of innovation and technology. And when I looked at home, it's like, there is nothing. When you talk about innovation and technology, they think that you're talking about, what is this, where you go type CVs.
Internet cafe.
Internet cafe. So when you talk about technology here in the province, they're thinking that internet cafes. So for me, it's like, no, man, let me drop everything. I need to go back home. See. I was actually having one of the greatest positions, because I work for National Lottery, I work for Spark Group, I work for reputable companies. But I dropped that to say, you know what, I don't think that I am cut off to say kind regards every day. So let me actually go back and say, how then do we develop an ecosystem that doesn't exist? We started this thing from nothing. Because for me, it is like, if you're going to talk about technology, it is not for certain people, but it's for everybody. You see, if you talk about innovation, it's not for the selected few, but it is for everybody, especially the people that are sitting here today. They need to be the drivers of this innovation, the drivers of these new industries. But if there is no platform for them to play into the space, how are they going to do that? So that is why I take a decision to say, let me drop everything, let me actually go back home, you see, start this thing from the scratch. And I actually posted on Facebook to say, I need to start the innovation hub in Mahikeng. Got a lot of hands. I remember our first meeting, it was at KFC. You see that KFC that is closed by Megacity. Now is, I don't know, yeah, that one. I don't want to market people. You see, we started there. The meeting, my first meeting was actually sitting there outside, introducing this thing. And a lot of people, they were like confused. They said, well, now you are dreaming. I said, but basically that's what it starts. It starts with a dream, but you don't actually sit on this dream. You actually make sure that you implement what you're dreaming about. And for you to actually do that is to take the first step and say, who wants to join me in this quest that I'm trying to work on, because one of the things that kills a lot of entrepreneurs, it is lack of collaborations. They think that they can do things by themselves, and it doesn't work like that in business. You see that? So I said, who wants to join me? Got a lot of people who came, but as time goes by, I was left alone. You know why? Because I understood the vision. And one of the things that as time goes by, I actually analyze is, why did I lose these people along the way? Maybe it's because I didn't articulate the vision to them. Because I remember one guy actually said to me, you are selling us dreams. And 6 years after, he comes to my office to say, can I please partner with you? And I partnered with him. Because I'm not saying because you said to me 6 years ago that I'm selling you dreams. Now because you are here, I'm going to remind you that. No. We are in the same space. Can we then collaborate and work together? So that is why I decided, you know what, let me come back home. Let me do things that nobody's actually doing. And it's a space whereby it is so difficult for you to introduce a new ecosystem that nobody's playing into.
Sure. I mean, I love that. And I think I want to really delve a little bit into these ecosystems, a little bit on tech. But I think before that, there's about 3 or 4 times you sort of mentioned the word collaboration and its importance. But I think we find it in most cases thwarted. How do these amazing entrepreneurs or founders that are in this room go about this? Go about this establishing this mutually beneficial, I think most importantly, collaborative relationships where it's not one-sided and it's not one-sided, it's not lopsided, but it's equally beneficial to both individuals, in your view?
Most of the innovators, I need to put it nicely. I'm sorry, but I'm one person. I just say things as they are.
No, just speak.
Whether you hate me, you don't hate me, none of my business. I say things as they are. You see that? Most of the entrepreneurs, they think they know it all. You see, you wake up in the morning and you say, this is me, I'm the CEO. And you ask them, what the hell is a CEO? You are now aware that a CEO, it is actually a general worker, whereby you actually need to know anything and everything and do anything and everything. You see that? It's a general worker. So this glamour that I'm a CEO, it actually hinders them to actually see the opportunities that are sitting just in front of them to say, can we then be able to collaborate? So they need to stop sitting with their heads. You see that? Because they are thinking so much inwards, forgetting that for me to actually be able to survive this journey, I need people around me. You cannot do it alone. You see that I've been in business for so long. I run so many businesses. I make so much money. Oh, by the way, I'm a millionaire. Yeah. You see, I make so much money, but I am still a student. I am still a student. I actually invest my time into going to workshops and actually sit there and listen. And not talk, but sit and listen and learn. Because for me, I need to learn from the second person so as I can actually be able to continue building my brand. So collaborations are very, very key. They need to start learning that in business, you cannot do it alone, whether you like it or not. You can't. You need someone who knows something that you don't know, so as they can actually assist you to end up knowing what you doesn't know. Because if you don't collaborate, how then are you going to get customers? Because your customers are sitting with this guy. I can introduce you to 20 other people that you don't know. I can do that. But if you think that as an entrepreneur, you know it all, and you come to people like us who has been tried and tested, I will leave you alone. Because clearly you are not ready to run a business. Because if you are ready to run a business, you'll understand that you need to come down, you need to sit with people, you need to start negotiating to say, what do I take, what do I bring onto the table? Because you cannot, I need entrepreneurs here to go home today knowing that you can't do it alone in business. You can't. And I've seen there's a disease in Mahikeng. There's a serious disease in Mahikeng of entrepreneurs in Mahikeng thinking that they can actually do it alone. And you guys can't. Because here is a problem. The market is very small in Mahikeng. I think most of the people here, they know each other. And most of the people here, they are doing service. You see that? And half of them, not even half, maybe just a few of them, they're actually into product. You see that? And because they actually know each other, they actually undermine each other's services. And for the fact that you undermine the next person's service, that simply means you'll never see yourself collaborating with that person. So they need to start moving away from undermining each other so as they can be able to build a serious ecosystem that they can work together to actually accomplish a certain task. You see, banyatsana. Too much. And you see, some of us who travel the world, who engage with entrepreneurs everywhere and anywhere, you will see that this thing is actually pulling our entrepreneurs back. It's actually doing that a lot to them. So they need to start learning to say, I will survive because of the next person. I am because of this next person. And they start need to be treating each other on the level to say, I'm the CEO, I'm talking to the CEO. Let us have that conversation. You need my service, I need your service. You are not doing anybody's favor. You see that? And that will actually be able to assist us to collaborate even more. And the other thing that it is very tricky is you look at the CIPC document. They do everything. And you ask yourself, but what does your business do exactly? Like, exactly what does your business do? You see that? Trading in all aspects, but which aspect is the aspect that you are trading in? Because for me to actually be able to collaborate with you, I need to know what you are doing. And if I don't know what you are doing, how am I going to collaborate with you? How am I going to push business towards you if I don't know what you are doing? If you're actually doing everything and nothing that you are doing, it is actually linking to one another. I always ask my incumbent to say, every year, do you actually have a meeting and sit down with your business and ask your business questions and let your business ask you questions? And if you are doing that and you are doing everything else, then you need the whole 2 years to actually have a meeting with your business, because if you are going to build a strategy for your business, you need the whole 5 days. So you're going to have 10 services, you're going to have 10 different days for all these 10 services. When are you running a business? You see? So collaboration is very key. You cannot make it alone. And it's very difficult for us who bring investment into the province to actually go and pinpoint to say, media is in advertising. Whoever it is in manufacturing. It's quite difficult. So we don't even know when we want to bring investment, who do we go to? Because collaboration, it is not there.
Ladies and gentlemen, by virtue of how we usually do this, did you guys pick up any nuggets? Round of applause, man. So we keep and maintain that energy. I think to sort of nitpick at I think sort of the founder's mindset and the founder's mentality, what then in your perspective, and also you've worked with a number of founders, you've seen some who've done extremely well, some plateau, some not really build up any adoption. Just maybe taking inspiration from your journey, what is the make of an entrepreneur who ends up growing into success in your purview? What are some of the things that they need to pick or leave? Just the top 3, it might not necessarily be all.
I think I wrote them down because this is very, very important. 3 things. 1, problem-solving mindset. You are not going to run a business if there's no problem. What are you solving? No problem, no business. They're all aspects. What problems are you solving? Because a business is actually formed to address a certain problem. And if, as an entrepreneur, your mind it is not set up to as a problem solver, then you cannot run a business. I'll be honest with you. You can't. You see, we sit with a lot of, like you said, founders. There is founder movements that we facilitate. You know, there is a whole lot of things, but we're not doing it in Mahikeng because Mahikeng entrepreneurs, they like free things a lot. That's where the problem is. You see. So, if your mind it is not centered in solving a problem, it's going to be very difficult for you to actually scale whatever that you want to do. Because you start with identifying this problem. And after identifying the problem, then you know that I'm going to start this problem from A up until Z. Because you cannot just fix a problem like that. You need now to break your problem into pieces and actually be able to solve your problem into pieces. Because that pieces is what we call scaling. You are starting here today, you close this, and then you go to the second part of the problem. You close this, that is what we move from one point to the second point. That is why when we sit down and we look at yourself after you produce about how are you going to scale this thing? Because what you are looking at is like, this idea, it is dead. Just like that. Because we don't see the scaling of this thing because it doesn't solve a problem. So we need entrepreneurs that are actually problem solvers. We need entrepreneurs that can actually sit there to say, but there's a problem here. You know, I sit and look in Mahikeng. Hey, there's a lot of money in Mahikeng. Because there's a lot of problems in Mahikeng. You see? Though the issue is, as a founder, sitting there, looking at these problems, and thinking that the person that are creating problem, they'll be the person that pays you to solve the problem. Masipala can't pay you to solve their problems. They don't want their problem to be solved. So you need to get someone that has a buy-in in what you are doing, so as you can actually come and force them to actually solve their problems. Because they have a lot of problems, and you are sitting with the solutions, but the approach that you are taking in solving these problems, it is not resonate with them because you are not actually coming with the creative way of solving problems. That is one. Two.
Guys, continue to take notes.
Continuous learning. As CEOs, we are students every day. We learn every day. Entrepreneurs, the success that will come to you, it is if you invest in yourself. Before you can think of anything else, invest in yourself. You know, sessions like this, they're very critical. And I'm going to say something that is very not nice, but I'm going to say it anyway. You see that you came. Where are you from? Gauteng.
Tembisa.
Tembisa. It's still Gauteng. Do you know that you have Nedbank branches in Mahikeng? How many of you have went to Nedbank and said, Nedbank, I need to partner with you to do something like this? Did they reject you? Then close your account. Simple. Because it is their duty to actually listen to you. The problem here is that I'm trying to get into is most of the entrepreneurs, they'll actually wait for someone to come outside to actually come and tell them that they can do it. But they have themselves here to actually form a networking night that they can actually be able to bring a whole lot of stakeholders like your Nedbank to come actually talk to them. I was invited to Durban 3 weeks ago to talk about the power of collaboration. Just like that, you see. And one thing that we've always picked up is founders, they don't like investing in their own education. they need to actually start attending sessions like this. They need to start learning new things. People have been talking about AI right now. And I'm listening to some of the pitches and I say, you know, that company AI can close it within a second. Because if you're going to learn about how you're going to use AI to actually complement what you are doing, then you are 100% sure that you'll actually be able to survive. But if you don't learn about what can AI do to your business and what can AI do for your business, then you have a problem that AI might actually be able to close your business down. And that actually goes with continuous learning. Keep on learning. Keep on attending sessions. And because you are entrepreneurs, stop waiting for someone to pay for your transport to go attend an event somewhere. Pay for yourself. Nobody's in charge of your continuous learning, but you are. The money that you make, part of that money, it needs to be invested back to yourself to say, how then do I continuously learn and how do I continuously grow? Because I'll tell you, the industries are changing. Right now you're talking about the new industries. That might actually wipe a lot of the industries that are actually sitting here. You see that? And for us to be able to compete internationally, or even continentally, or subcontinentally, we need to actually learn what is happening in my neighboring country. You have Botswana sitting here. Do you know what Botswana wants? You might find that your market is not sitting in Mahikeng, but your market is just sitting 15 minutes away from you, which is Botswana. Mensalema spoke about Hunter. You see, it scouts and actually helps you to identify new opportunities. But if you don't learn these things, how then are you going to know that my market, it is not actually in Mahikeng, but I'm actually sitting in Mahikeng. But through this new platform that are here, I can actually use them to get these people to me. And that goes with continuous learning. And most importantly, you need to learn from other people. Because other people, they know more than you know. Like I was saying, you know, I run so many businesses, but I am still a student. I sit down and I listen to people and I take notes. And I go and ask them to say, but how do you do this? You see? So the last thing is, founders that are successful, they have studied and learned that nobody owes them anything. And I'm going to say it to you today as well. Nobody owes you anything. Nothing. Government didn't come to your door and say start a business, right? You decided to start a business. Government doesn't owe you nothing. Nothing at all. The sooner you start getting that into your mind, you are already successful. You are already successful. Government doesn't owe you nothing. You decided to wake up and start a business. You owe it to yourself to be successful. How you then you're going to actually do that? It is the teachings that you actually been getting from the morning. We don't owe you anything. You need to get that right. Nobody owes you anything. I always say to entrepreneurs, they say, but you don't answer our emails. And then I say, but between me and you, who has money? Let's get to understand that part. Between me and you, who has money? Between me and you, who wants who? Why do I need to run after you if I have money? You don't have money. You need to actually make sure that you come to me, not me going to you. You see that? But if you think that I owe you something, you're going to sit there and then start being negative that I don't want to help you. I'm not obliged to help you. I am not. It is on you to take a stand and actually go and knock to say, I need this help. Nobody owes us anything as entrepreneurs, but we owe it to ourselves to be successful. You know, I was sitting there and I was listening to some of the conversation, and I went to LinkedIn. If you can go to my Facebook right now, I've just shared about close to 10 funding opportunities, business opportunities, by just sitting there and actually listening. And for me, it's like, there is so much out there that is sitting, But simply because we think that people owe us something, we expect the privilege of, no, they will give it to me. We don't owe you anything. Nobody owes you anything. You owe it to yourself to be successful. You need funding, you need to start looking internationally. I'll be honest with you, NYDA cannot fund all of you. You know that, right? CEDA can't fund all of you. DDED cannot fund all of you. But there is actually a whole lot of money sitting outside, but because people think that governments owe them something, they are not looking beyond government, because for them it's like, DDED must give me money, NYDA must give me money. But they're actually failing to look beyond these entities to say, but who else can actually help me? So my suggestion to you today, when you leave today, your mind must be different to say, if I need to compete in the international market, I need my bar to be on an international stage. So you need to start looking to say, where are the funding outside the province? There is money out there. There's a whole lot of money. I will tell you, I went to the province, I want 5 million. They gave me runarounds. And you know what I did? I went to African Union. I took the flight, I went to Addis Ababa. Say, out of NEPAD, I need 5 million. I need for the province. I need to go to get things done in the province. I flight 5 hours, I come back with 5 million. Just like that. You see that I am not sitting there and waiting and blaming someone that is sitting in the department that are not helping me. I'm actually saying the ecosystem is so huge. I'm a global citizen, and for the fact that I'm a global citizen, meaning I need to understand what is happening globally. And if I get to know what is happening globally, you will see most of your problems of funding will be solved just like that. Because you won't be depending on 5 million that is going to be shared to 5 million people. Now you are actually getting the 5 million yourself and actually doing what you want to do. Because there is money, there is euros out there. There is dollars sitting out there that is just waiting for you. But I was listening to the pictures. Some of them, they need those services because they need to learn how to write proposals. They need to learn how to go and engage strategically. That's what great funders do. They make sure that they go out there and make it for themselves.
So I think the usual format is I ask a series of questions and open up the floor. Maybe if we can get 4 questions, then we'll continue with our questions and then we wrap it up. Got the gentleman there, number 1 in the LA cap. Got the lady in the black shades. Got the lady with the white top. Is there anyone else? Going once, going twice. Then we'll cap our questions there. Could you please give a mic to this gentleman over here? Please just limit it to 1 question. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bongane Makoboza, and I'm a photographer. Okay. Yes, where was I? I was greeting everybody. Yes, my question here is, how do you establish a niche market?
Thank you. The question is, how do you establish a niche market?
Yes.
Maybe let's get the other as he's taking notes. The lady over here, please, in the black top. Oh, guess blue. Maybe I need the glasses.
Afternoon. My name is Kopano Mutoko. My question is, with regards to investments, getting sponsors, not just in South Africa, but internationally, as you say, as a global citizen, what is it exactly that they're looking for, and what is it exactly that you need to make certain that you have so that you can get what you need from them?
Maybe just for his benefit as he's making notes, what does your business do so that when he answers that question, it's a bit more direct?
My business is in the hospitality and tourism industry. Within the Northwest, we're trying to close the gap between students this side who are young, who are within that industry, and people who are already in the industry to be able to help them be successful within hospitality and tourism.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much. Then it's the lady, Dinyiko, in the brown frame shades. Please raise your hand, my lady. Thank you so much. There she is.
What time is it? Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mamutle Mocha, and I host the business show on Mahikeng FM 96.7, Sikokotlelo sa Loago. I know Joseph. Joseph was my lecturer just after finishing matric. He was my IT lecturer. And he was always very rogue, borderline arrogant. And he always said that I'm going to be whatever you guys think I am. Arrogant is because I've invested in knowledge and I know what I know unquestionably. That was almost 22 years ago. And I said to him, I'm not gonna do IT. I think I wanna go and do advertising. And he says, yeah, follow it and do what you want to do. It's interesting to see you today, 22 years later, and you have done exactly what you said you were always going to do. And I'd like to acknowledge you. Yeah, so with appreciating the work that you do, us in broadcasting, we are a community radio station, and we're looking for someone to partner to help us connect and reach other regions. We've got a streaming app that reaches Mahikeng people in the diaspora and everywhere else. You know, it's a global. We know we've got people listening to us in Germany and the US, and we imagine it's people who are at home or who have traveled away from home for work, and we always want to connect with them. From an AI and tech perspective, how can we partner to make sure that Mahikeng FM grows beyond just a community radio station, reaching people through tech and bringing them closer to home?
Thank you so much, and
Thank
we'll
you.
close it there. I don't know if you've written. Thank you.
I can actually start with the last question.
Sure, build up.
There is Onkade, you see, that lady taking me videos. She is in my marketing team. Onka, please make sure that before we leave, we have a sit down so as we can actually close that deal before we get out of here. We don't wait, guys. Hey, money doesn't sleep, eh? How do you establish a niche market, right? That's the question. Am I allowed to ask him a question?
Yeah, sure.
Who is your target market? Yeah.
My target market is individuals who are young.
Thank you. Thank you. I got my answer. Thank you. That's where the problems start. You're not going to know how to create a niche market if you don't know who's your market. For you to be able to create a niche market, you need to know who's your market first. And you don't even need to think about the market. There's no target market that is called individual. It doesn't exist. That market doesn't exist. So you need to understand to say, what exactly it is my services. So you need to map your expertise. Map your expertise, map your services. And then from there, then you'll be able to say, my target market, it is young people, but from the age of 16 to 20, who are actually staying in this type of environment. I'll just give you an example. Let's say your market is 30 to 40, that stays in Musiani View. In the morning when they wake up with the cup of coffee, Akere Lovisto. They make sure that they have cars, they travel, and all those type of things. You see that already you have defined who your services is for. Because there's no target market that is for everybody. Because you will never be able to pull, the marketing guys here will tell you to say, if FI is for everybody, then how then do you craft your marketing strategy? Because if you don't understand who you are servicing, then how are you going to be able to plot the services to actually answer to what they want? So you need to map that thing. Because once you map it, then you'll be able to choose to come and say, let me choose my segment. Who is my segment? Because you've managed to map this. Now, who exactly is my segment? Because if you understand your segment, you know where they are, what they do, when are they doing what they're doing, why are they doing what they're doing. Then you need to be able to give them solutions that talks to what they are doing, when they're doing it, how they're doing it, and why they're doing what they're doing. But if you don't know within the whole context to say, but who is my target, then it's going to be difficult for you to answer to what they're actually looking for. That is number 2. Now, the other thing is you need to focus a lot on market research. It goes back to what I was saying in terms of continuous learning. You need to look at your market research to say, can we be able to validate what I'm trying to get into the market? I have a business developer by the name of Honest. The first thing that Honest will tell you is like, we need market validation. Simple. Because if you cannot be able to validate, and if you don't do your market research, then it's going to be quite difficult for you to be able to capture your niche. I worked for FNB before Nedbank. Ne? Yeah, I worked for the most innovative bank in South Africa. And I was in the innovation department. You know what happened between Capitec and the big banks? The big banks lost the unbanked market simply because their services were pitched here and they forgot that there's an unbanked market. And Capitec came into the space, it clubbed the unbanked market. That is why you will always see a line on Capitec ATM. Because that is an unbanked market that they actually worked around to say, we are not going to compete with these big boys. We are going to club these ones. But these ones will actually assist us to go and compete with the big boys. So you need to understand, do a deep research to say, but what am I playing in here? Who is where I am? And what exactly do I want to give to these people? Because if you don't know where they are, then how are you going to service them? You see that? You need to try and test your market. Test your market before you fully go into that market. Test the market. Some people are talking here about how to actually start small and things like those. Go test your market. You see, the collaborations that I was talking about, go and test your market within your collaborators and see the results and take that data that you are sitting with and actually now start making informed decisions based on the data that you gathered when you are doing that study, Sahar. Because that data that you have gathered, it will actually assist you now to start crafting the services for the market that you're actually looking for. But if you're just going to go step in, it's very difficult for you now when you are there and then you fail, nothing is holding you because you didn't build the foundation. Are you okay? The last one, the funding. Hey, yeah, no. You know what they're looking for? Those guys. I have a funding with European Union. I have a funding with African Union, your UNESCO and the likes. Some entrepreneur here spoke about compliance, which is something that actually claps a lot of entrepreneurs. Compliance. Because they will give you a checklist, 100 things on the checklist that you must be able to fulfill. They will ask you about the policies. And as an entrepreneur, you never even thought about policies. But they'll actually say, what are the policies that you are sitting with that addresses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? They'll ask you about your financial policies. They'll ask you everything about your compliance. To say, how is your compliance? And the nice thing that you have AI right now that you can go and say, AI, can you please craft something that talks to my business in terms of compliance? And then AI will be able to do that, and you'll be able to customize it based on what you're doing. So they are very big in compliance. You know why? Because they don't trust our country. But we are too corrupt, which is the reality. So, for them to actually be able to give you money, they also need to be satisfied to say, this person won't be able to go and waste our money because your business has a structure already. All the compliances are actually sitting there. There's a proper structure because your reporting, it is not the same as the reporting that you are going to do when you got funding from, say, NYDA. Their reporting, it is actually very, very stringent because you need to actually show the impact that you said you're going to show on your proposal. They will come down to you. Like on Tuesday, I'm hosting KFW from Europe. KFW, they said to me, you said you want money. We gave you money. You want to come and see on the ground. What you said, it is what you implemented. So you are not going to come and lie to say, no, I did this, but there is no impact because they will come down and you will pay them back. You will actually pay them back. You see that? So those are some of the things that you need to look at because if you need to deal with the international market, you also need to understand their language. Because the way you write in South African language is different to the way they write in their own language. So you need to understand their language. That is why some years back, the president actually said, we need to learn Mandarin. And the whole country was insulting the president. Right now, who dominates your market? You want to do business with the Chinese and you want to make it work, you need to learn Mandarin. You need to learn Mandarin. Because to them, that is the language of their business, not English. You know, somebody lied to us who say, English is a universal language. Those guys lie to us. They lie to us. I go to Russia, and then I get to Russia, nobody speaks English. Now I have to depend on the translator. You see that? For me to actually be able to do business in Russia. And I said, but what happened to English? I said, what English? You see? So you need to understand their language. You need to start actually attending because you have embassies, for an example. And embassies, they are hosting a lot of this networking events and the likes and the likes. You need to start working to say, I need to get into the market of Europe. I need to go into the market of Finland or Canada or whatever the case might be. You see that? Then you need to actually start attending their program so as you can learn the culture of Finland for you to easily position your proposition to them. But if you're just sitting in one space, but you want to go international, and you don't understand nothing about that international market, it's very difficult for you to go in there. Yesterday we were hosting the awards. We were giving our winners about $1 million. You see. Yesterday someone worked with the $1 million. We had guys from Canada Embassy. They said, we are going to host a round table. We need entrepreneurs that want to play in the space of Canada. So please, when we leave, let's have that engagement so as I can connect you with the Canadian, for you to actually start learning what they're doing, for you to be able to say, I need now to take my business into Canada. Thank you.
And thank you so much for that. Maybe your parting shots to these amazing entrepreneurs.
My parting shot, we can't do it in isolation. We can't. Guys, I need you. You need me. We need each other. So let's make sure that we collaborate. Let's make sure that what I don't know, I can actually learn from you. And what you don't know, you can actually learn from me. That thing does not take in the province anyway. And please, last thing, whatever that you decide to be the best. And don't be a duplicate, because the world doesn't work with duplicates. It works with authentic people. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Joseph Ndaba, thank you. Can I get that? Yeah. Please just take a picture there. No, I'm interested. I'm intrigued by the oak stand. Thank you so much for your time, sir. Really appreciate it. These are some of the gifts we got from the locals. Thank you. Sure. Then I think in the next segment, we're going to be doing the segment. We're going to be doing the eKasi pitching challenge. And I think for me, guys, the most important thing I want to make sure that I elevate is these founders. I think there's a thing that we started with earlier on, which was the icebreaker. That was to show you that if you came into the room with doubt that people actually are interested in your service, people are. The second thing for me are these founders, let it not just remain here. Grab pictures of these amazing founders, post and talk about them. Then the second thing that I'm going to ask you, these exhibitors that are here, take pictures of their products, whether you buy or not, put them up on social media. We talk about them because there's so many other things that we post about consistently, and you never really even know who the founders are, so on and so forth, but I won't get into those politics. But I'm saying that part of building an inclusive economy is doing those intentional things, because I think and then there was a beautiful presentation by Mondre. So when we share that presentation, unpack it, study that presentation, so that you are able to then apply those amazing tools that this amazing gentleman shared in that amazing masterclass, so that you are able to then understand that from an inclusive perspective, you will then be able to then start to then build up this collaborative and inclusive market. Then I then think for me, in every single thing that we do, we then must do two things. Always vote with our wallets. And I think voting with your wallet for me talks to two conscious things. Being a conscious buyer, meaning that instead of buying wherever I'm going to buy from two types of individuals. That local amazing business that I know, I'm going to buy from them. The second thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to ensure that I direct my money to brands and companies that are doing work in the spaces where I live and reside. The moment you're able to do that, then you're able to then flame the fire under the spaces of growth for the individuals that you see in the economic environment of where you're in. Because whenever you need to go to spaces for get development and support, then that conversation there becomes a conceited conversation. So which is why then I think deeply the main thing for us is that we go into their spaces, your spaces, to bring impact, but most importantly, we understand a couple of key things. At 2 o'clock or at 3 o'clock, this event will be over. After this event is over, the Nedbank banners will be out, the T-Wall banners will be out, but would have done the most impactful thing that we track through our data, that 70% of the people that attend these workshops do business with each other. The biggest dissatisfaction that you will leave this room with is to just walk out of here and have had a great meal and had amazing insights, and that's just it. Learn and know the person sitting next to you. That is the platform that we then create and enable. That is the platform that Nedbank enables. That is a platform that T enables you to be able to do. So when you then think of directing your money consciously, direct your money to platforms and to brands that are consciously going into your environments and your spaces and bringing you the economic development that is required to you. I just needed to say that. Thank you.
All right. We have come to that part of the program where we announce the winner. But before we announce the winner, we have just sent you a link. Please check if you received the link. This link is for feedback. It's only going to take you 2 minutes. Kyalekopa, please open that link. Share with us what your feedback is, because at the end of the day, it's about you. What is it that you enjoyed? What is it that we can improve? 1, 2. What is it that you enjoyed? What is it that we can improve on? How do we get better? What is it that you'd like to see next time we come to Mahikeng? So that link has been sent to you via email. Kyalekopa, when you get time, Kyalekopa, open the link and share your feedback. It matters to us so that we create an experience for you. If you haven't received it, please see Jackie on my left. Jackie, please stand so they can see you. Jackie, if you haven't received that link, please make sure that you see Jackie. And then one last announcement before we announce the pitch winner. Can I have 4 hands, please? Or 3 hands? Let me say 3 hands. 3 hands? I've got something to give you. Now you see. Please, can we get the mic to this lady in the front? You're going to stand up and introduce yourself, and just share with us what is it that you learned from today's workshop? Camera ready? Shot.
Hello, my name is Lungo Khobusamang. Should I also introduce my business?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. My business is affordable homework hubs in our eKasi because most of our eKasi children don't have access to extra classes and most of our parents can't be able to help their children with homework. So our black nation ends up falling behind while other races are getting ahead. Anyway, what I learned today is that collaboration is important and that we need Ubuntu. T is basically Ubuntu. It's giving back to the community and helping the community collaborate. So I hope that what I work with today, I learned that business, advertisement and marketing can be affordable towards startup businesses, and that with collaboration as a startup business, you can actually go far. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. All right, my brother at the back, please can Kubara Mufang Maike. And I loved what you had shared, specifically around the marketing and promoting your brand. And I mean, that's the masterclass theme for today. So how do you market your brand? How do you market your business on a budget? And so many nuggets were shared in our presentations for today. Timer, before you start, you'll introduce yourself. And then please share with me 4 things that you learned from today's presentation.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tola Molovelo. I just arrived late, but it was not on purpose. I'm a farmer, so right now we are suffering fell fires. So, but along the way, as I was coming home, I passed by a local farm shop. But what I saw is that sometimes our packaging or our brands are not positioned for the market. So what I did, I took the picture, shot it, advertised the client's farm shop. So, but I'm trying to do a simulation for the client because she's selling Lucerne. She's selling Lucerne at Krepane village. So I'm gonna do her a simulation so that I can brand her package. But what's very powerful, before even I reached Mahikeng, one client had called. So you know, there's power. Sometimes if you can see that somebody's package is key, try to make that customer, that client's product, try to make it, to scale it so that she can. There's power in collaboration. You see, if there's one thing that has showed me there's power of collaboration, is Kalawa Jasmine. You know, Oskido, what he did with the guys of Kwaito. That's one example of collaboration that I have passed. So my business, I'm a livestock agent. We sell and buy cattle, which is Karu Wash. So I also sell traceability package. We do animal livestock branding. So we can brand your livestock according to your desired requirements. We can also help you to brand your livestock in a position that it will be traceable from the farm to the fork. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Then on my right-hand side, I saw a hand. Please, can we get the mic? Just a very quick one, yeah, to you. Just introduce yourself and what did you learn from today's session, sir?
Good day. My name is Chuck D. I'm an entrepreneur here in Mahikeng. You know, there was about 4 things that Joseph Ndaba mentioned. Firstly, he spoke about the problem solving. Because now you can't say you're in business when you don't have a problem, because you're in a business to solve something. Maybe you see there was a niche in the market, so you want to solve that. And then the other thing was also, the second one was, it talks about attaining skills. That's why it's called learning. You know, you need a certain expertise for you to actually run a business, so that you say, I'm a I'm a professor or whatever, I'm a CEO of this particular company. Yeah, but he also mentioned something that's very key that I also want to, he was talking about collaborations. You know, in Mahikeng, like he mentioned, and I'm going to add again on what he mentioned. Can I speak for myself, please? Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Timer.
Yes, and then
Please share on that
in
point.
Mahikeng we've got a problem here, ne? That now today there are people from outside who have actually taken control of Mahikeng. In Mahikeng, our brothers and sisters, actually our brothers and our men, they are into sniffing, they are into drugs. It's only ladies. Even when there's something that we need to attend to, you need men, there are no men there. So basically, what he's saying is the honest truth.
Sure.
Yes, and then.
Thank you so much for sharing.
But
Let's,
I want something that I want to share first, please.
Okay.
The last one. And
Please
then
make it very short
as
time.
entrepreneurs, there's something that I want to teach you guys. Ne? You know, there's something that you forgot. It's called cooperative social responsibility.
CSI.
Cooperative social responsibility. You can call it CSI, cooperative social initiatives. You know, from the business that you're doing, there must be a certain percentage that you said, this one I put aside for a particular thing. Like, for example, in my case, we've established a foundation whereby we help, the less privileged. We've got now a center now that we just established in the Hatswana Day, where we provide, the necessities for the poor communities. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You can see Tama has got a lot that he wants to share, like in Tseleka Mohang. All right, so let's move to this part now where we announce the winner. But before we do that, I'm going to welcome onto stage Tabani Mpanzi, Senior Segment Strategy Manager, SME, Main Market, Young Professionals, and Private Clients at Nedbank to join me on stage. Kuparum Shapeleng Matso as he comes onto stage. Thank you. Tabani Mpanza. All right. Can we get the certificates, please? Yes, for sure. Powered by Nedbank, the bank that helps you see money differently. So passionate about empowering entrepreneurs. It's eKasi. We've been on this journey for long, and we are still going to more townships. Over 40,000 entrepreneurs, over 40 townships. Sure. So, I'll start off with, this is a certification of participation. So all our finalists will receive the certificate in no particular order. Molefi Midi, Media. Hey, it's been a long day. Molefi, please come on stage. Then we've got Onalena Mutsamai, Moafrika, Pride Couture. Please, can you come onto stage? Please stand in the center. Are you happy, my guy? Sure. Sali Masike from Masike Business Solutions. Congratulations. Please come and get your certificate of participation. The next up. Are you happy with the picture? Sharp. Then we've got Tebuho Masope from Soba Estro Cafe Tebza. Please come on stage. Are you happy, my brother? Thank you, sir. Tshegofatso Malope from Amor Gracia Projects. Kopa re mo shapeleng matsoho, she comes on. Happy? Perfect. Lastly, we've got Onalena Joni from Empower Women. Please, can you come on stage? Kopa re mo shapeleng matsoho. Happy, my brother? All right. Could all the judges and speakers please join me on stage? If you are a judge or a speaker today, please come and join me on stage. Please, can you stand? Tabani, please, can you stand? All right. Now we are going to... The second runner-up is Onalena Motsamai, founder Mo Africa, Pride Couture. Congratulations.
Yarn to Hawks so that I can be able to compile that package that I need. So I'm really grateful and thank you so much.
Winners, please don't forget to shake the hands of the... All right, so now we are going to our first runner-up. Who do you think it is? Let's get a drum roll, let's get a drum roll, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. Louder, louder, louder. Ladies and gentlemen, the first runner-up is Tebogo Masope, founder of Sobastro Coffee. Tla re shapeleng tebs sa matsoho, shapeleng tebs sa matsoho. Tebs, before we get the photo, what does this mean to you? And how is this going to help you? Mare, o la le di judge akere. Kaofela re la di favorites tsa rona mos. My brother, my brother, my brother. Please respect. Please. Thank you. What does this mean to you? And it will thusa jwang ho godisa business ya hao?
Personally, for me, this win means a lot. We are trying to actually engage in impactful initiatives that will help our communities. And with this win, I will actually develop more and actually provide our community with solutions.
Thank you, my brother. Kopa re mo shapeleng matsoho as he comes off stage. All right. So now we have the overall winner. Please, can we get a drum roll? Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the eKasi Pitching Challenge right here in Mahikeng is Onalena Joni, founder of E-Woman Power. Kopa re mo shapeleng matsoho as she comes onto stage. Let's put our hands together for Onalena. Please go a little bit back. Onalena, you are the eKasi Pitching Challenge winner right here in Mahikeng. What does this mean to you, and how is it going to help you in your business going forward?
Thank you. It means a lot to me. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to put this on my cash account with my supplier, and it will help me increase my revenue. And also, hopefully, by increasing the revenue, I will also be creating more business opportunities. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Did you didn't get the picture? Oh, come through. Please come back. I thought they'd taken the... One more time, a round of applause. Please don't stay on stage. Please stay on stage. Eh? Yes, stay on stage. Debza, please come on stage as well. Onalena, please come on stage as well. So I'm being told that I can see there's dissatisfaction, etc. We have different, but the difference between all three of our winners today was a point each between all of them. That's how tight it was from the judges. Please, can we look straight into the camera? Your biggest smile. Debza. Smile and taka do it salam. Okay. All right. So please can everyone stand up? What I'm going to ask, please come into the center. Yes, judges as well, you can come off. Tabani, please can you stand in the middle with your... If you guys... Sister. Tabani, please come into the center. We're going to do a group photo. Onalena, please can you be in the middle, ne? At Taban. Okay? And then my brother, please stand on the right hand side of Tabanina. Onalena, you stand on the left hand side. This is a group photo with can we please, because we're about to take a group photo, can we please just come together just to close this gap? Your brightest smile, your biggest smile. Are we happy? Smile. Skakwad. All right. Happy? Okay. So we're going to do one last thing. And then after this, and have some lunch. We've got a gift as well for you. An incredible book for you. The book is called Get Things Done by Bulelane Balabala. So all of you will receive a copy before you leave. So please put your hands up in the air. Hands up in the air. So you remember, those of you who are here, you remember how we started? We started with energy, right? So let's finish off with energy again. Remember the two hashtags again. So let's have the hands up, hands up, hands up. I'll say 1, 2, 3, hashtag. I'll say hashtag, you say join us for tea. I say hashtag, you say together, bekele big. Like, I'll feel like here. With the hands up. Where did the hands go? Are they there? All right, as loud as you can. We started off with amazing energy. Kopare fits in with the same kind of energy. Yeah. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, hashtag. No. You see, once you mention lunch before you finish, all the energy you have, hands up again. Matsoho. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, hashtag. Hashtag together. Chapeling Matsoho. Thank you. Please can everyone sit so I'll let you know what we're doing next and then we are done. And please don't forget to see the Nedbank bankers before you leave. All right, our exhibitors, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll start off with you, Raleboa, and we wish you all the best for your businesses. We'll start off with you. Please make your way through the tape and grab yourself something to eat. The team will be able to assist you. We'll start with them and we'll go row by row so that there is order. Meanwhile, team, can we start handing out the books? To our online audience, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. We hope that you took a lot out of today's presentations on how to market on a budget. See you next time, which is next month. Thank you so much. We love you and we appreciate you.